pass. In comes Kusmenko, guides it behind the goal, checked by Ty Emberson. Kempe scoops it up, banks it up the wall. Clark will turn and fire it deep for Kusmenko. Spins away from Emberson. In front, a shot and a save. Then Kopitar shoots from a sharp angle, had it blocked. And now the Oilers will play it off the boards and out to center.
Yeah, I think that first shot there by Kempe, Kusmenko did a nice job in behind the net. Not sure whether it got through to the goalie. He extended his right leg out, but it may have gone off the defender's skate as well.
Oilers in their own end as both teams complete changes. It is LaFerriere out with Malat and Hellenius on the fourth line here. Oilers send it deep. Arvidsson after it, swung around the wall, but the Oilers D had not yet joined the play, so it's all the way back to the Edmonton end. Nurse and Bouchard, the D pairing for the Oilers. And now Bouchard, who had 3 assists the other night, steps in and fires it deep to the Kings zone. Karams around to the far corner. Kings all over the Oilers on the forecheck there. And then Arvidsson will find a loose puck and rim it around the wall. Right point Bouchard shoots, blocked in front by the Kings. Loose puck Arvidsson knocked away and then wide by Podkolzin. Spence will scoop it up and step to the far corner and lift the puck out to center ice. Out of the reach of Hellenius, Bouchard will retreat to the Edmonton zone and scoop it up. No icing. And the Kings will change personnel.
Almost got a little bit of a feeling like a game one out there. Both teams feeling each other out right now. We all know how exciting game one was, and a little bit of a slower start here.
Here comes McDavid. He and Doughty come together. Centers, poked away, and now the Kings will deflect it into the neutral zone. Yeah, every time he gets the puck, you kind of hold your breath for a second because of just how quick and crafty number 97 in white is. Bank pass up the wall, scooped up by Hyman in an offside position, and with 13:39 remaining in the first, we will take a break. Kings and Oilers still feeling each other out. No score here at Crypto.com Arena. You're listening to Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs on ESPN LA, Kings Radio Network. NHL playoffs are here, and LA Kings fans can catch every moment on FanDuel Sports Network. Have cable or satellite? You're all set. Just check your channel lineup. Streaming? Log in with your TV provider on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe in the app with single game, monthly, seasonal, or annual plans. You can also stream on Prime Video with an add-on subscription. Don't miss a second of Kings playoff hockey. Visit getmyhometeams.com to see if we're in your area.
RadNet is California's leader in high-quality, cost-effective radiology services with a statewide network of outpatient imaging centers. Each center offers state-of-the-art equipment, providing patients, physicians, and payers the latest advancements, including AI tools for breast, lung, and prostate screenings. RadNet has been a long-standing partner with the Kings for over 25 years. With locations across the state, RadNet makes radiology care convenient for you. To find a location near you, call 1-800-2-RADNET or visit us at radnetimaging.com.
This journey moves us. It moves us towards a healthier future. It's where setbacks lead to comebacks, where a little humanity goes a long way, and a lot of it can achieve practically anything. This journey is measured not in days, but in lives changed, families cared for, communities strengthened. Because to change what healthcare can be, there's only one direction to go. Well ahead, Blue Shield of California.
710 ESPN.
No score here at Crypto.com Arena. 13:39 left in the first period here of Game 2. Kings leading the Oilers 1-0 in this best-of-7 first-round series. And a busy week here at Crypto.com Arena. Kings had Game 1 on Monday. The Lakers played Game 2 of their first-round series against the Minnesota Timberwolves and won last night to even their series 1-1. Kings and Oilers Game 2 tonight. And then tomorrow, the American Hockey League's Ontario Reign are in this building to meet Pacific Division rival, the San Jose Barracuda. Tickets are on sale for that game. You should absolutely come check out AHL Calder Cup playoff hockey in this building. Get your tickets at OntarioReign.com/tickets.
Yeah, and talking to a few of the guys from the Reign earlier today, they're all excited, and they're excited to get playoff hockey started, and being that it's going to be down here at Crypto.com Arena, a great chance for those guys to play with that excitement here in the big building.
A lot of excitement and high vibes tonight in the building. No score. Back underway first period. Oilers in the offensive zone. Swung to the front of the net by Hyman and a save by Kempe at the near post. Scooped up by Kopitar. He'll start into the neutral zone. Cross-ice pass and now Clark. Over the blue line. Knocked down. Going to get a penalty. And a shot toward the goal deflected by Kopitar and wide. Clark was hit right in front of the Oilers bench. And with 13:05 left in period 1, Evander Kane will re-emerge from the LTIR at a perfect time in Game 2 of the playoffs and immediately go to the penalty box.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a cross-checking call against him. Brant Clark looking to pull up, and he kind of caught him from behind. Again, that's awareness of who you're on the ice. You could have called it boarding as he drove him right from behind, head first into the board. So now this is where the Kings, last game, Game 1, they did a great job. They capitalized on their first power play. We'll see what their execution looks like here tonight.
And Darryl, I'll say this. That was very similar to Drew Doughty's cross-checking penalty in Game 1, where if it doesn't happen along the wall, maybe they let it go, but it's in a dangerous position.
That's the thing is, it's a 10-foot radius around the boards there. You got to be away from the boards. Guy's in a vulnerable position. He's defensive out there, and he can't protect himself.
Kings on the power play. Fiala collects right wing and steps in deep. Feeds behind the goal for Kusmenko, and then over to Kopitar near boards. Back for Kusmenko, trying to one-touch the pass back to Kopitar. Flubbed it, but the Kings captain collects anyway. Then to Kusmenko, back for Kopitar. Up top for Kempe, 5-forward top unit. Kopitar in deep, Kusmenko tucks it in front. Loose puck toward the near post, and a whistle as play freezes with 22 seconds off the LA power play.
Yeah, Darnell Nurse extending his body out there. That big body, 6'5". He lays on top of the puck. They weren't able to get it through. Looked like maybe Kusmenko was going to try to go across through the blue paint and get it to Fiala over on the other side, but that avenue was taken away by Darnell Nurse.
Kings have scored a power play in 6 straight going back to the final 5 games of the regular season. They win the draw. Kempe steps in, shoots, blocked. In deep, Kusmenko looking for it, had it poked away, but it's back to Kopitar. Feeds it in deep for Kusmenko. Back to Kopitar in the corner. Then Kusmenko, saucer pass through traffic. Up top, Kempe feeds Kopitar, left circle, and deep Kusmenko in front, loose puck, saved by Skinner on Byfield, point blank at the base of the circles.
Now Byfield tried to get that puck off his stick as quickly as he could. He had a split second to get it away. The goaltender Skinner was deep in his crease, but unfortunately the attempt was pretty much right back down the middle of the net. Had he put it to the outside a little bit more, it might have improved the chances of going in, but a pretty decent look there for the Kings.
Oilers change penalty killers. They enter tonight's game 27 of 32 over their last 11 games, including Game 1 of the playoffs. That's just over 84%. Kings win another draw. Up top, Kempe at the left point. Feeds Kopitar along the wall. Bobbled the puck. Gets it back and feeds in deep Kusmenko. Knocked away from him. Kulak collects. Fires it around the wall. Past Fiala right wing. And all the way down the ice.
Yeah, heads up play there by Kulak. Left-handed shot. Picks it up. He goes his strong way. And he got a lot on it. Had it been a little bit softer, Fiala had a great chance to keep it in.
Minute off the power play. Kings top unit stays out. Fiala steps in toward the left circle. Lost the puck trying to kick it to himself. Taken away by the Oilers. And in the neutral zone comes McDavid. Right wing into the King zone. Centering pass, a shot saved by Kemper. Loose puck is collected by Kempe. And now the Kings back in possession.
Well, Connor Brown with a really good chance there. Shorthanded, nice feed there by McDavid. And Kemper aggressively came out and got his body in front of it.
Kings a little out of sorts here on the power play. Turned it over on the zone entry, and now the Oilers send it out to center. Deneau takes a man down, and we get a whistle. Kings are offside with 28 seconds to go on the power play. Still, you don't always see number 97 out on the penalty kill, but right there with the Kings maybe a little out of sorts, go to Connor McDavid and let him create a shorthanded chance.
Create a shorthanded chance, or what they're trying to do, I think, is take the Kings' approach to the penalty kill, and that's being overly aggressive. So Connor McDavid, he and Brown come out, and they just went right at the Kings. The minute they stepped on the ice, they just pursued the puck in all 3 zones.
Oilers win another draw. They'll fire it down the ice. It's collected by Drew Doughty in the King zone. Only 20 seconds left on the LA power play. Deneau down the middle, feeds Fogle left wing, escapes one man, centering pass, score! Fogle to Brant Clark. It's another power play goal. And with 11:16 to play in the first, it's 1-0 LA.
Oh, great execution. This one comes via the rush on the man advantage. Great job by Fogle on the entry, stepping around the defender. And just as Darnell Nurse was sliding to block the pass, the puck goes underneath him. Brant Clark with his stick on the ice. He pushed it past the goaltender Skinner. Power play goal. The Kings strike first. They lead it 1-0.
Another early power play goal for the LA Kings. And Brant Clark scores on the advantage on the doorstep. That's the defenseman crashing the blue paint to give LA the early lead once again. The Oilers will gain possession off the draw for Brant Clark. It's his first career Stanley Cup playoffs goal in his second ever postseason game. Oilers in the offensive zone. They immediately turn back to the Draisaitl-McDavid line, and the Kings will intercept. Start back into the neutral zone. Doughty up the right wing, got slashed by Draisaitl and did not get the call. He was shaking his hand in pain. As he retreats now, McDavid speeds up the right wing into the Kings zone. Drop pass for Draisaitl to the base of the right circle, hits the brakes. Turns it up top, Kulak to the middle. A one-timer that is fanned on. In deep, loose puck to the front. McDavid stopped, and the puck to the far post. McDavid with a couple of cross-checks. Oh, he just threw a cross-check right onto the back of Mikey Anderson, who was already down on the ice. No call. Kings work it free. Out to center ice they come. Byfield evades one man and rolls it deep to the Oilers zone as the Kings change personnel.
A good job by the Kings, just keeping themselves, keeping their composure, just going on the attack.
Going to get a penalty here with 10:10 left, and this one's going to go for high sticking, and the Kings are certainly not going to like it.
Yeah, it's against Fiala, I believe. As he was going against the boards there, Kulak, he got his stick up a little bit high as he erased Kulak.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's obviously unintentional. He's just trying to throw a check, and the stick comes up, but it's a high stick, and the Oilers will go to the power play with a chance to tie the game, and Daryl King's certainly going to be upset about it after the McDavid fiasco behind the net and Doughty getting slashed on the hands, but that was kind of behind the play after he let go of the puck.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, again, kill the ones that you take and you learn from it. You know, we look down at the other end, and again, Kevin Fiala, he's got a little bit of a reputation out there, and he just came up a little bit high on this particular one. Now the penalty killers, they have to go to work. Edmonton, a key for them on their man advantage is going to be quick puck movement, face-offs as well. If the Kings can win some face-offs, that'll allow them to get the puck out of the zone and force the Edmonton Oilers to have to come 200 feet more times than not.
Kings were perfect on the kill the other night, only took 2 minor penalties in the game. Here, Draisaitl will be tossed out of the face-off circle against Kopitar, so as you'd expect, in steps Connor McDavid.
Yeah, McDavid the other night had a really good night in the face-off circle. He was a game high, 58% on the draw.
McDavid against Kopitar, the captains, and Kopitar wins it for the Kings, back for Mikey Anderson. Leaves the puck in the corner, Gavrikov tied up, chipped up the wall. Kopitar looks for it and smacks it back to center, but couldn't get it past Bouchard. So the Oilers are the red line, they'll turn back in. Right wing Draisaitl, nicely delayed to let everybody get back on side, and guides it to Bouchard up top. Over to the left wing, Oilers on the power play, left up the wall, and now Bouchard. In deep to the base of the left circle, tiptoeing in front, centering pass, saved by Kempe. He robs Hyman on the doorstep, and the Kings clear the puck down the ice.
Breakdown there by the Kings. Zach Hyman was wide open, and if not for a very alert Darcy Kempe, we'd be tied at 1 right now. Great read there by Kempe coming across, taken away with his left pad.
Now Bouchard in behind the defense, drops it back. Hyman deep to the right circle now, up top. Oilers step in. David hands it off to Draisaitl, base of the near circle. Steps up top, feeds Bouchard to the blue line, swings it to the left circle, and a shot pass in front, tip behind the goal. Away from Hyman, McDavid was looking for it. It jumps to the right circle for Draisaitl, who knocks Byfield down to the ice. Oilers on the power play. Up top, center point Bouchard, hands it to the middle. McDavid, stick handling away from Anderson, draws the defenseman out high. McDavid spins away to the left circle. McDavid rolled it toward the net, pushed away by Kempe. Oilers with it, high slot Bouchard shoots, blocked in front by Gavrikov. He dives but couldn't get it out. Oilers hold it in, behind the goal McDavid, in the trapezoid, centering pass, swing and a miss from Bouchard. It rolls all the way down the ice, and then the Kings need a change.
That may have been Fogle, may have got a stick on it as Bouchard came in for the one-timer.
25 seconds left, Kings taken away from Draisaitl. Out to center ice comes Moore. With Deneau, he shoots into the glove of Skinner, who then sticks the puck to the near corner with 15 seconds to go on the Oilers' power play. Darnell Nurse in the Oilers' zone. Feeds Perry right wing, who fires it deep to the LA zone, around to the left wing. Final seconds of the power play. Puck up the near wall. Nurse holds it in. Kings are back to full strength. Cleared down the ice, but too much on the clearance from Edmonton. It skipped over Fiala's stick, and it is icing against LA with 8:04 left of the period.
Well, a solid penalty kill by the Kings, but a grade A scoring chance. That coming off the stick of Zach Hyman. Your best penalty killer has to be your goaltender, and that was the case here for the Kings on their first kill. Zach Hyman was left all alone at the top of the blue paint. Kings oblivious as to where he was. Hyman got the one chance. That was denied by Kempe, and then on the rebound, Gavrikov was able to collapse. He came across leading with his stick with that long reach. He got a stick on it, not allowing Hyman to be able to sweep his own rebound back into pretty much an empty net.
Oilers are now 0 for 3 on the power play in this series, and believe it or not, Daryl, even though Draisaitl had been out a little bit, McDavid was out a little bit, over the last 9 games now, the Oilers are 0 for 13 on the power play with McDavid back in the lineup. Cleared down the ice by the Kings off the draw. Fiala nearly intercepts. It's cut off by Wallman. And the former Red Wing and Shark defenseman sends it down the ice. Took a deflection and now back for Edmonton in the LA zone. Over to Gavrikov, left wing, stretch pass down the ice. Kusmenko chopped at it, had it knocked away along the blue line. Knocked in to the Oilers zone by Fiala. He'll go back to the bench for a change with 7:35 left.
That's important at both ends of the rink. You got to manage the blue line. 5 feet outside the other team's blue line. You got to get the puck in deep. 5 feet inside your own line. You've got to get that puck out. You've got to own those territories.
Oilers send it deep. Puck off a stanchion. Came to a halt behind the net. Chipped away by Gavrikov. Spence took a check but spun the puck free, and now Hellenius. Bank pass through the neutral zone, and it's all the way down the ice. No icing because Laferriere got bumped to the ice while trying to play the puck. To the offensive zone, Oilers intercept and clear it back to the neutral zone. Over Spence. Scooped up left wing, and come the Oilers. Centering pass. Swept away by Gavrikov. The pass through to Arvidsson did not find the intended target. Puck to the left wing, held on along the boards. Laferriere jars it free. Up top, held in by Edmonton. Toward the middle. Klingberg will find it right wing. The defenseman plays it behind the goal for Arvidsson. Pressured by Spence into the far corner. Arvidsson evades the young defenseman who disrupts Arvidsson and chips it behind the goal. Oilers collect again to the blue line. Right point shot by Klingberg. Stopped by Kempe. Loose puck toward the top of the goal crease is knocked away by LA before an Oiler could find it on the rebound.
Yeah, Kings are spending too much time in the defensive zone right now. It all started on the entry. The Kings allowed the entry too easy.
Colson with a one-timer over the net. Kulak holds it in left wing. Chips it deep. It's away from Arvidsson behind the net, and the Kings knock it free to the near wall, where Laferriere takes a check but lifts it off the glass down the ice.
Yeah, going back to that play by Spence. On a defensive line, trying to keep the puck in over his head. You've got to back off in that situation. You keep the play in front of you. What a great job by Gavrikov at bailing out his partner there, extending his body out, denying the pass to Arvidsson.
Kings quickly out of their own zone. A long stretch pass through the air in the neutral zone, gloved by Bouchard. In come the Oilers again. To the middle, Nugent-Hopkins shoots, saved by Kempe. Loose puck left wing. Kempe after it, works it free, away from Byfield who had his stick lifted, and Bouchard holds it in. Tried to swing it in front, intercepted by Byfield, and now the Kings in a 3-on-2 in the neutral zone. Byfield had it tipped away, collected by Kempe, left circle, shoots, stick save Skinner. Loose puck to the near corner. Kempe takes a check there from Bouchard, and now Nugent-Hopkins around the wall, couldn't get it out. Deneau holds it in, then Kempe plays it behind the goal, looking for Fiala, didn't get to him, and now the Oilers take it to the trapezoid with Bouchard once again.
Yeah, that shot off the rush by Kempe ends up going off the stick of Bouchard. Bouchard did a really good job at denying a clear path to the net, and just on the release, he extended his stick out, getting a piece of it, slowing it down.
Here comes the top three with McDavid and Draisaitl stepping in, lost the puck on the zone entry. 3-on-2 for the Kings in the neutral zone. The defenseman fell over. Fogle hands it to Moore, shoots, it's blocked. Loose puck up top, Moore after it, chips it over the blue line past Draisaitl, but the Kings maintain possession. And then fired in by Gavrikov. Moore after it, left wing, spins out of a check, steps to the middle, lost the puck, nearly poked it free, but the Oilers will drop it back through McDavid, nicely stick handling away from both Kopitar and Moore.
And with that, the Oilers are going to hold the puck back on the defensive zone. Draisaitl, McDavid, they're going to step off the ice, allowing the Oilers to change with possession of the puck.
The Oilers haven't been very crisp in their own zone while in possession in these first 2 games at all. Kings nearly turn it over in their own zone and will, but now puck jumps free, scooped up by Laferriere. He'll start right to left, out to center. Fires it into the near corner, opposite of his zone entry. Kings tried to center, intercepted by the Oilers, and now Arvidsson. Touch pass out to center. Up steps Podkolzin. He was knocked down and lost the puck on the zone entry. Kings in the neutral zone. Clark tried to weave away from Henrique, but lost the puck. While the Kings are changing it, hits a player on the bench. That was Kempe. The Oilers step in. Arvidsson shoots, parried away by Kempe, up in the air, behind the goal. Kings knock it away before the goaltender could lose sight of it, and then poked up the boards out to center by Adrian Kempe.
Yeah, the style of hockey that's going on right now, this is what the Oilers want to do. They want to make it exchange chances. The Kings need to get back to their structured game.
Here come the Kings. Kempe couldn't handle a pass. It was on his offhand, and now the Oilers in the neutral zone with Brown. 3:25 left in the period. Kings lead the game 1-0 over the Oilers here in Game 2. Things come forward as Kempe sticked it away. And now over their own line. Down the middle, Byfield collects, steps over the blue line, lost it on the zone entry again. And now Kane in the neutral zone, battling with Spence. Took a check but guided it deep. Gavrikov intercepts and sends it back in the neutral zone with 3 minutes remaining. Fired in by Kulak, around the wall to the near corner. Kings collect with more, fanned on a pass behind the goal, and Spence was hit. Kings will intercept far wing, nearly turned it over. Gavrikov over to save the day, poked it free, and now the Kings back into the neutral zone, scooped up by Moore. One-on-one with Emberson, waits for help. Tried to center for Fogle, finds it right circle. Fogle tucked it to the front and wide, then Anderson shoots wide right. Oh, he had a corner to pick but couldn't find it as the goaltender Skinner was screened at the near post.
Yeah, a little bit of a delay there by Anderson, and everything opened up on the other side of the net. He just couldn't put a shot on target. Hattie, the goaltender, had no chance because he had no sight of it.
I mean, that was half the net to shoot at for Anderson, but he just missed. 2:18 left in the period. 1-0 Kings here in game 2. Oilers step in left wing. McDavid hits the brakes, steps away from Doughty to the top of the circle. He'll hand it to the defenseman Klingberg. At the blue line, cross-ice pass kicked away from his partner Wallman, and behind the net, the lefty D-man finds it again. Hands it off to Perry. Corey Perry tiptoed to the front, had it poked away by Kopitar. Those two battle. Kopitar takes Perry down, but he took Kopitar's stick out of his hands, and then a player goes down in the corner. It's a penalty against the Kings as Kempe touches up. A delayed whistle, but Byfield takes down McDavid, and with 1:50 to play in the period, the Oilers will go back to the power play. We'll take a break. Kings lead 1-0 on Brant Clark's first career Stanley Cup playoff goal here in Game 2. You're listening to the Stanley Cup playoffs on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun and excitement? You got to check out Chumba Casino. It's 100% free to play. No purchase required. Enjoy hundreds of thrilling social casino games anytime, anywhere, like bingo, slingo, slots, and solitaire. Get in the action. Play now for a chance to redeem some serious prizes at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
My name is Drew Robertson. I drive a Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road 4x4. I knew my truck was always going to be evolving to my needs for my travels. Ultimate dream is to do Alaska, the most northern point, and drive all the way down to Patagonia, the most southern. It's called the Pan America Trail. That's my ultimate vision, ultimate goal.
Today's the day for a great lease or a low APR on a new Tacoma 4x4. See all offers at Toyota.com. Then see your Toyota dealer today.
It's easy to buy or lease any new Toyota and easy to own one. Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care no-cost maintenance. You're covered for all normal factory scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. Performed by certified technicians using genuine Toyota parts. See your dealer for Toyota Care details and exclusions. Valid only in the continental U.S. and Alaska. We make it easy on you. Toyota, let's go places.
We are your sports station. 710 ESPN.
The Kings took just 2 penalties in all of Game 1. They've just taken their second of the first period. Byfield 2 minutes for tripping, and the Kings' penalty kill will have to go back to work against a potent Oilers top power play unit that is 0 for 3 in the series so far.
Yeah, face-offs are going to be really important here. And a guy that they'd like to have out on this penalty kill is the guy that's in the penalty box, and that's Byfield with his length, his skating ability. So guys like Danault, Moore, Kopitar, Kempe, Fogle, those guys are going to be called upon here. Again, all starts in the face-off circle. Kings need to win some draws here in this situation.
Draisaitl will be tossed from the circle again. McDavid will step in against Philip Danault. And Danault wins it cleanly against the Oilers captain. But Perry threw a check behind the play, knocked it away, and now the puck up the near wall. Draisaitl holds it in. Up top, a long shot. One-timer from Bouchard, gloved by Kempe with 12 seconds off the power play.
Well, that's the shot that they're looking for. We see Bouchard playing on his offside, a right-handed shot, cocked and loaded, ready to pull the trigger. Kempe read the play well as it went up high. He spotted where Bouchard was. There was an intended block or attempted block up high, but didn't take away the sight lines of the goaltender. That allowed Kempe to find it.
Oilers win the draw this time. Back to the blue line for the righty defenseman Bouchard. Trying to swing it deep. It was blocked by the Kings. Scooped up the near wall and cleared by Philip Danault.
Good patience there by the Kings penalty killers. All in sync. The minute that shot was blocked, everybody had an eye on it. They were able to get to it and get the puck out easily.
Now Bouchard drops it way back for McDavid. Speeds in. Steps away from one. Cross-ice pass for Draisaitl. Past the big lefty forward and deflected back into the neutral zone.
Yeah, Danault's out there right now looking for a pick. As he was trying to hold the blue line, he was picked right there and allowed the Oilers an easier entry.
The blue line, Draisaitl steps to the middle, swings it to the left wing. A player went down in front. That was Hyman. Gets back up in front of the goaltender. Puck ends up in the far corner. Kings on top of it there. Can't get it forward yet. Held in by Hyman. Battling in the corner. McDavid's parked in front of the net. Centering pass is knocked away by Danault. Oilers hold it in. Bouchard to McDavid. Right circle. Tiptoes forward. Swings it back for Bouchard. Then to Draisaitl, who hands it off for Nugent Hopkins. Gives it to Draisaitl. He wants to switch. Feeds Nugent Hopkins to the left circle. It's tipped away by the Kings with 29.5 seconds left in the period and 39 seconds left on the power play.
Yeah, good stick there by Mikey Anderson stepping into that lane. The Kings in that corner, I thought they could have done a better job at getting that puck. It looked like for a split second, Gavrikov was a half a second late coming in. He may have been able to get a stick on that puck and be able to maybe swing it around the boards or up the boards and out. Gavrikov, he'll head to the bench. Joel Edmondson, he'll come out. He and Doughty will be the two defenders up front. Kopitar and Fogle. And that unit for the Oilers, their number one power play unit, stays on the ice.
Kings win another faceoff. Back for Edmondson. He hammers it around the wall all the way down the ice past Jake Wallman. Skinner to get it in the trapezoid. He will leave it there. And now Bouchard, left to right, out to center, over the red line, steps over the blue line, weaves up the left wing. He does not hit the trailer McDavid this time. Feeds it behind the net, smacked around the wall by Edmondson, and down the ice.
Yeah, good read there by Edmondson. Came around, got to the puck, was on his forehand, swept it out, sending the Oilers 200 feet.
The crowd rises to its feet as period one comes to a close. The Kings will still have to kill off 10 seconds of Quinton Byfield's tripping minor at the start of period two. They are outshot by the Oilers unofficially 11-6, but they lead 1-0 on yet another power play goal. This, the first Stanley Cup playoff goal for Brant Clark.
Yeah, I thought in that period the Kings spent too much time in the defensive zone. Nice to see the work that they did on the special teams, connecting on their first and only power play. The Oilers, on their penalty kill, unofficially 3 shots on goal. Darcy Kempe, I thought, was outstanding, especially on the save that he made off the stick of Zach Hyman. He was wide open on the back door. That was denied. Kings then were able to finally go out and kill the rest of that penalty. They do a good job here on the second one, probably better on the second one than they did on the first one. They've got to get through 10 seconds, but they've got to make better decisions at the offensive blue line. Get pucks in deep. That'll allow them to establish a forecheck. Second period last game against the Oilers was solid. That's what they'd like to replicate here going into the intermission.
We'll take a break. First intermission reports coming up next. We'll be joined by LA Kings insider Zach Dooley after this. It's the Kings 1, the Oilers nothing after 20 minutes here in Game 2. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron end-to-end slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another 3. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the 6. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Kupp. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club. Did he?
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app. Your destination for LA sports.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, groundbreaking research meets unparalleled expertise. It's where care is 100% tailored to kids. Every specialist, every room, every innovation revolves around one thing: your child's unique needs. CHLA's world-class experts pioneer groundbreaking cures that set the standard nationwide and have been providing the best care for kids in California for more than 124 years. Whether it's for routine care or a life-saving need, families turn to CHLA when the outcomes matter. Find a doctor at chla.org.
Hey everybody, it's Kempe, and let's talk about an upsetting issue that many of us have experienced. You're paying your homeowner's insurance premium every month on time. One day you have an incident like water damage. Maybe it's a broken pipe, could be a toilet overflow. So you open a claim with your homeowner's insurance company to find out that your insurance adjuster is trying to pay you so little you won't even be able to repair the damage. This is the time to call Avner Gatt. Avner Gatt is a public adjuster, and he is on your side. He's looking out for you. You can try and negotiate with the insurance companies yourself, but it is not that simple. The Avner Gatt team has been dealing with insurance companies for many years. It's all they do. They have vast experience in this matter. You don't. When you are represented by Avner Gatt's team, you have the entire team's experience and know-how on your side. No one messes with Avner Gatt and his team. So call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256. You can go to avnergatt.com, AVNERGAT, avnergatt.com. He'll answer, and you'll know it's him when you hear, hello.
Did you know that Crypto.com is the official crypto platform of the LA Kings? That's right. But did you also know that Crypto.com is the world's fastest growing crypto app with over 100 million users worldwide? You heard that right. Over 100 million users worldwide. Now with the Crypto.com app, you can easily buy and sell more than 350 cryptocurrencies only with the Crypto.com app. Download it now at the App Store or Google Play. That's the Crypto.com app, and remember, fortune favors the brave. Go Kings, go.
Starting a yard project soon? Before you dig, remember that utility lines might be just below the surface. The average shovel strike travels over 30 miles per hour with over 200 pounds of force, powerful enough to break underground utility lines, which homeowners could be responsible to pay for. Always call 811 before you dig to stay safe, avoid fines or outages. For more information, visit SoCalGas.com/811. SoCal Gas is responsible for marking natural gas pipelines up to the gas meter.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, groundbreaking research meets unparalleled expertise. It's where care is 100% tailored to kids. Every specialist, every room, every innovation revolves around one thing: your child's unique needs. CHLA's world-class experts pioneer groundbreaking cures that set the standard nationwide and have been providing the best care for kids in California for more than 124 years. Whether it's for routine care or a life-saving need, families turn to CHLA when the outcomes matter. Find a doctor at chla.org.
RadNet is California's leader in high-quality, cost-effective radiology services with a statewide network of outpatient imaging centers. Each center offers state-of-the-art equipment, providing patients, physicians, and payers the latest advancements, including AI tools for breast, lung, and prostate screenings. RadNet has been a long-standing partner with the Kings for over 25 years. With locations across the state, RadNet makes radiology care convenient for you. To find a location near you, call 1-800-2-RADNET or visit us at radnetimaging.com.
Playoff hockey is back, Kings fans. See the Kings in round one of the Stanley Cup playoffs at Crypto.com Arena. Tickets are available now at lakings.com/playoffs.
We are your sports station, 710 ESPN.
We didn't hit our second of 3 timeouts until there was 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the first period, so we had to stack our breaks here. So we got to get right into it with LA Kings insider Zach Dooley for another first intermission segment of Dooley Noted.
Dooley! Let's call Dooley! Dooley loves a good party! Dooley in the house! Dooley's in the house! Yeah.
Duly noted. Duly noted. Duly noted.
Rumor has it, Dooley loves a good party, and tonight, 2 friends are DJing in the first intermission. Not just 2 friends, the DJ group 2 friends. And before the game, of course, we had the Koreatown Senior Community Center harmonicas back, so it is absolutely a party here. Zach, what did you make of the first period?
Harmonicas are buzzing. The LA Kings scored another power play goal. Vladislav Gavrikov feels like he has 3 defensive sticks at times in this game, and the Kings lead 1-0. So I actually thought that there were some similarities to the first period of Game 1. I didn't think the Kings dominated Game 1's first period. I don't think they dominated tonight's first period. I thought there was some feeling out for sure. I thought Darcy Kemper played well. But through all of that, the Kings lead 1-0. So yeah, maybe it wasn't, the best period that they've played, but you take that all day and you come out and try to do exactly what you did in the second period of Game 1.
Is there, I guess, let's pause for a second before I get to that next one. I guess Darrell Evanson said the same thing, where up until the power play goal for the Kings, before that power play, it seemed like a Game 1 where there was a lot of feeling each other out and kind of just back and forth for the first 8 minutes or so of the game before the power play goal. But now, after the power play goal, the Kings have now taken 2 penalties after taking just 2 in all of Game 1. Is there cause for concern going forward, or is it just the run of play, a couple of stick fouls by the Kings, and it's given the Oilers opportunities?
I mean, you certainly don't want the penalties to stack up in this series, right? I mean, the Oilers are currently 0 for 4, but we know they're going to get it at some point. Their power play is too good. When they're on the ice, it feels like the power plays are 4 minutes long sometimes. They move the puck so well, and they
kind of from the outside, and nothing grade A by any stretch of the imagination, but you would like to see a little bit more ozone time from the Avalanche. And what I mean by that is getting the puck in deep, whether you can skate it in, whether you dump it in, get it on the forecheck, get a bump, get that second guy in to get the puck. Let's go low to high. Let's get the D activated a little bit. You haven't seen a lot of, Kale kind of dancing on the blue line and ending up behind the net somehow, and that's when you get a lot of good confusion. Just kind of like the 4-on-4 goal, right? Obviously, there's a little bit more room out on the ice, but when you can intertwine and scissor all over the place, that confuses defense.
Avs in burgundy and blue going left to right here in the second period. They win the draw. Cale Makar for Taves. Pass up ice is blocked, and now Mikko Rantanen works his way behind the Avalanche net. Rantanen centers it way off the mark, past Cody Ceci, and he'll retreat back to his own line. 20 seconds gone in the second period. Hintz will flip it in. That goes out of play over the head of both Rantanen and Cale Makar. 24 seconds into period 2. It remains 1-0 Colorado. Name a better combination than beer and hockey. While we wait, go ahead and grab a case of Mountain Time, the legendary crisp, crushable premium lager from New Belgium Brewing in Fort Collins, Colorado. Face off at center ice. McKinnon. Natchez almost identical to how the opening draw was won. Makar for McKinnon, holding up along the near side boards. Pressure coming from Lindell, hit thrown by Marty Natchez. Stars try and stretch it up ice. Cale Makar will get way ahead of Mikael Granlund. Icing on Dallas. 39 seconds into period 2. Colorado leading 1-0.
That's the case right there. Nate gets the puck on the far blue line. He rims it around, right? You get a good F1 going on the forecheck in Marty Natchez. Yes, you want to get a bump on that defender. You want to make these guys pay. Over a 7-game series, you want to wear them down. But at the same time, you got to get a bump, but you got to try and get the puck as well.
Avs in the draw again here. Sam Girard down from the point. Girard wants a wraparound try. Got it out in front. And Ottinger, oh my goodness, what a save. Puck is still free. Now there's a whistle. I thought it was a sure thing that both Lehkonen and Brock Nelson, who was standing at the back post, had a tap in, and Ottinger saves the Stars' bacon. What a stop.
Well, you have a face-off play where Sammy G is coming down the boards on the strong side, all the way around the net, does a wraparound. You've got guys in front of the net, which is great, exactly what you do want. And then Brock Nelson, you're really not going to get a better look than that. And that is just an absolute desperation save. Does he get the paddle on this, or... Oh,
he just right arm.
He just outstretches the only thing that was in the way of the net was his right arm, which is what, 6 inches of an arm there,
Yeah.
and of course it hits the arm.
Ottinger's had a lot of those saves in the series, but I guess all the great goaltenders find a way to be in position to make those stops. So it remains 1-0 Avalanche. Minute gone in the second period. Puck is loose in the Avalanche end. Harley hounded by Val Nichushkin. Sam Girard bumps into Ben, far corner. Ben trying to go high in the zone. Still there. Won't get rid of the puck. Now he does. Off the wall. Stars able to keep it alive. Centering feed broken up. Gloved down by Ben. Sam Girard stays with him and checks him into the wall. Sam Girard plays bigger than he is.
He sure does.
Girard still on Ben. Ben stick handling. Won't give it up now to Donov. Lost it for a moment. Has it back after it's kicked to him by Johnson, and now Harley lets it go. Save made by Blackwood. Rebound was there. Dallas couldn't get to it. Nobody really knew where the puck was. Now Manson tangled up with Johnston. Creates a distraction so Val Nichushkin can swoop in and take the puck out towards center ice. Boy, that looked to be offside, or too many men possibly. And I think the trail official Chris Rooney has said that as Great mistake from Lehkonen, actually turned into be a benefit.
Penalty, a bench minor penalty, too many men on the ice.
Lehkonen tried to get it to his own man, but it touched Dallas, who was in the midst of a change right in front of their own bench.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, normally you wouldn't want to pass to a Dallas Stars player, but I think Lecky thinks that Sammy G is going to be jumping in the play in the middle of the ice, and he's just not. And then Dutchy hops over the boards a good 10 feet before his player even gets off the ice. I mean, that's just kind of a brain fart. Like, you can't do that. You know who you're changing for, and you can get away with it. Like, if the play's going up the ice, normally you can get away with that.
Drabs back on the Pins and Aces power play. Drouin from Cale Makar, tapped to the corner. Still no adjustments on the power play. Straight up in the air. McKinnon trying to knock it loose. He does have 2 power play goals in the series. Dug loose by Steele, and it's an easy clear for the Dallas Stars.
The Avs need to start winning battles on their power play. The Dallas Stars aren't just going to give you the puck and let you set up. You have to outnumber them when you're there. There's one Avalanche player on like 3 Stars players.
McKinnon gains his zone. Now Drouin leads it for Cale Makar. Down to the corner. Another giveaway and another clear for Dallas. Something has to change here on power play number 1 for Jared Bednar's Avalanche. Makar leads it for Marty Necas. He's got some speed as he ramps up across the red line. Now gains into the Star zone. McKinnon tries to pick it up. Bumped by Lyubushkin. Down to Chushkin. That's fun. Brings it all the way around. Drouin can't get there, and the Avalanche clear it for Dallas with a minute gone in the man advantage.
Yeah, change it up. Get PP2 out there. See what they can do.
Here they come. Gabe Landeskog is a part of it. Now down to Chushkin. Far side half wall. Down to the corner. Now behind the net. Down to Chushkin. Keeps it himself. Perfectly underneath for Cale Makar. Gabe Landeskog touches the puck. Cheers from the crowd. Far side half wall. Shot from Makar. He missed the net. I don't know how he missed. Ottinger didn't even react, and the puck goes all the way back to the Avalanche line.
Didn't even see it. Charlie Coyle did a great job of screening. He just missed.
Coyle trying to dig it out far boards. Looks like Blackwell lost an edge. Landeskog down to the corner, dealing with Lindell. Lindell into Devon Taves. Near side boards, found the Chushkin. Broke it up for a moment, but it's flipped by Blackwell into the Avalanche zone. Granlund's going to sneak in front of Charlie Coyle. 8 seconds to go in the power play, and that was very underwhelming for the Avalanche. Devon Taves behind his own net. Officially, power play is over. Colorado can't take advantage.
That's where you kind of step on their throat a little bit. Like, you have to at least gain some momentum. For the Avs, I don't think they even had a shot on that power play. At some point, I think you have to just kind of get away from, hey, we're going to pass it around and get a grade A look, and then let's get a little bit more quantity over quality.
No shots on the power play, correct. On the night, they only have 1 in 3 opportunities. 0 for 3 and 1 shot.
This is what I'm talking about, where Dallas is really good at swarming. They've got 4 guys. You could throw a blanket on all 4 guys defending, and we've seen multiple times where it's the rugby scrum up against the half wall.
Not fun to watch, but effective. Matt Duchene near side boards. To the point, Marchment bumped into by Sam Malinsky. Marchment can't squeeze by Malinsky. Now into the path. Logan O'Connor, miniature breakaway, coming up. OC! And Ottinger makes the save again.
What a great look by OC. Good speed.
Jack Drury short angle shot, save made by Ottinger again. That's 3 huge saves made by Ottinger in the first 5 minutes of period 2.
He's really keeping the Stars in there. I do, other than the power play, that's a whole nother issue for the Avs right now. But other than that, their 5-on-5 play has looked great. LOC again getting great offensive looks. He tries to come in from the right side, fakes the forehand short side, tries to go to his backhand. Just sails it over the net maybe a little bit. Maybe Ottinger gets a little piece of it, but LOC, he's buzzing again.
McKinnon wins it back from Makar. Scoots down the near boards. Makar, the circle, tries to backhand it in, and it rolls wide. That won't even count as a shot. Lyubushkin falls over the puck. Now it's below the goal line. Lindell will pick it up in the far corner. Both Avalanche wingers are right there. Clearing a 10th up down by Makar. Squeezes in between the D-men, but it's easy to defend. Another turnover here for Dallas. Cale Makar pulls it for Marty Necas, back for Makar, telegraphed, and it's picked off by Lindell.
Smart play by him.
Jailbreak the other way. Mikko Rantanen can't get there. Rodeoed aside by Devon Taves. McKinnon will pick up the trash, and Cale Makar will stretch it. for Jonathan Drouin. Now Nathan McKinnon on the outlet. Far circle, McKinnon a shot, and again it goes high over the net. Misses have been a big story in this series for the Colorado Avalanche. And they have 3 in the last minute and a half. Puck is free. Landeskog has it. Into the path perfectly of Yoel Kiviranta. He'll push it down the near boards. No points in his last 8. Oh my goodness, what a hit on Bichsel. That's how you take down a big man. Big tree fall hard. Landeskog back for Sam Girard. Manson shot towards the net, and it hits Bichsel in front. It's a rough sequence there for Leon Bichsel. He took a big hit from Yoel Kiviranta. And
Kings leading 1-0 on Brant Clark's power play goal. Quinton Byfield is already standing in the Kings penalty box, waiting for just 10 more seconds to trickle off the clock. See if the Kings can get to 2 for 2 on the penalty kill in this game. And we have a brief delay. And now we will get started, and Philip Deneau wins the opening faceoff to begin period 2. Kings collect, hammer it deep to the Oilers zone, but it hit the corner, or the curved glass behind backup goaltender David Riddick on the Kings bench. So we're going to whistle, and still 4 seconds left on QB's penalty.
Yeah, another big face-off, and again, that's an area where the Kings looking to improve. The Oilers in Game 1, especially in the first couple of periods, the Oilers did a really good job in the face-off circle. So the Kings here in this game looking to improve in that area and did a much better job in the first period on timely face-offs.
Kings kill it off, nearly had a scoring chance for the Oilers as they poked it over to Perry, who put it over the goal, and now McDavid steps in. McDavid to the right circle, had it roll off his stick, and now Byfield hands it off. Out comes Moore, up the right wing, goes right at Nurse, rolls it past the lefty defenseman and deep to the Oilers zone. Edmonton will take over. Evan Bouchard, the righty defenseman, had a trio of assists in Game 1. Feeds Nurse, who rolls it deep behind the Kings' net. Anderson cuts it off, pressured there, turned over, Oilers with it in the corner. Draisaitl rims it around the wall, up the boards, but back through the neutral zone. Kings change personnel, 1 minute off the clock here in the period. Wallman pressured by Fogle, who spun away twice from the former Oilers forward, who then goes back to the bench. Now Wallman nearly gave it away in the neutral zone. Kane to the middle now for Nugent-Hopkins. Oilers are well offside. They'll have to retreat. That will allow Edmonton to collect for the Kings in their own end and start the play up the ice. Edmonton over the red line, he'll fire it deep. He really wanted to fire it down the middle of the ice for Kusmenko, but Kusmenko had straight offside and couldn't get back over the blue line out to center. Oilers ladle it through the neutral zone. Right wing Hyman checked away from the puck by Edmonton, and Clark will bank the puck off the glass down the ice, and it will not be an icing because the Oilers let it go in the midst of a change. 90 seconds off the clock in period 2. Now the Oilers have iced it. Little miscommunication on a bank pass up the near wall. Ends up with a face-off in front of Stuart Skinner the other way.
Yeah, Kings did a really good job last game, Game 1 of the series, in the second period, especially in the neutral zone. They were very aggressive up ice. Oilers, great team in the second period in the transition with their speed. They catch a lot of teams off guard. 102 second period goals during the regular season, tops in the NHL. And the Kings would like to have that same type of second as they had the other night.
Kings collect off the O-zone face-off and send it deep. The Kings were the best first period team defensively in the NHL. Oilers' best offensive team in the second period in the league in the regular season. Arvidsson collects, sends it into the neutral zone, pressured up the left wing. Byfield rolls it back, braced for a check, and then knocked Evander Kane over, who immediately hops over the Oilers bench. Now the Kings poke it up the right wing. Fiala tried to find it, couldn't. Now the Kings take it away. Right wing, Deneau to the middle. Fiala shoots, blocked in front. Loose puck guided away by Vasily Podkolzin. Up the right wing, and the Oilers out to center. Cross-ice pass, returned to Podkolzin. The Oilers are offside.
Yeah, I like that shot mentality by Fiala. As they got the puck in the offensive zone, he tried to utilize the defender and get the puck through. The defender ends up blocking the shot because, again, for a split second, the goaltender is screened, has a tough time picking up that puck. Shot mentality is going to be important. Keeping the puck in deep. That blue line in this second period is very important for the Kings. They've got to get pucks. They've got to make it a point to get them down below the hash marks. The higher above the hash marks the Oilers are able to start, the more effective they're going to be.
Edmonton had 11 shots in the first. The Kings had 6. Scored on the power play with Brent Clark's first Stanley Cup playoff goal, and as we got back underway, Kusmenko redirected the puck out of play with 17:35 left, and the faceoff will stay in the neutral zone in front of the Edmonton bench. Or rather, I think they're going to take it right back to the center ice logo.
Yeah, they'll bring it back to center, and they'll set it up where we started the game, a little ways back, and Kopitar out to take the draw. It'll be him and Henrique, but Henrique's going to get the toss, and coming in to take the draw now for the Oilers is going to be Brown.
So Connor Brown, who played on the top line with McDavid the other night, flanked by Henrique and Trent Frederick. For Frederick, he was acquired by the Oilers this season. He's only played in 3 games for Edmonton, all due to injury. All 3 have been against the LA Kings, and 2 have been these first 2 games of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Kings collect, send it deep. Loose puck poked to the middle, cut off by Brown. Oilers out to center. Left wing Adam Henrique rolled it toward the middle, cut off by Edmonton. Steps behind the net, pressured by Brown, flips the puck up in the air and back over the center ice red line. Back for Brett Kulak. He and his wife celebrated the birth of their second daughter, and then he flew back to LA just in time for game 1. And here in game 2, a shot that got deflected out of play off of Kulak's stick. And a little bit of shoving after the whistle. Trent Frederick wants to get involved with Adrian Kempe, and the linesmen come in to separate all the parties.
Yep, do a good job at staying away again. Play the game between the whistles, a key. A nice block there on the entries. The Oilers trying to back the Kings defense off. Both teams now make some line changes as we see McDavid, Draisaitl, Corey Perry. That unit has been together the entire game so far. Deneau, he along with his line mates in Fogle and Moore, they've been on the ice against that line for the majority of the game, so they'll set up to the left of Kemper here early in the second period.
And not much after the whistles in this game so far. Linesman Johnny Murray and Travis Garlitz. And the referees Furman South and Wes McCauley, third official as assigned by the National Hockey League, is Dan O'Rourke for this game 2 tonight in LA. Kings bank the puck off the near wall down the ice, and it will not make it far enough for an icing, so Bouchard collects, rims it around the wall, and now Perry out to center, had it poked away. But Draisaitl will regain possession for the Oilers, and they're back into their own zone. Turns and drops it behind his back for Bouchard. Shreds Fogle, his former teammate and longtime friend. Deneau lost his stick. He trailed it around the ice, and it ended up in skates. Centering pass from Bouchard, tipped away from David at the back post. Now back for Bouchard, left circle, steps to the middle, looks for help, hands it to Draisaitl, couldn't find space, steps away from Deneau, leaves the puck for McDavid. He circles up top. McDavid spins away from a teammate at the right circle and in deep to the right corner. McDavid along the wall to the blue line. Bouchard tipped over to Nurse left wing, intercepted by the Kings, and Trevor Moore will slow the play down and thread it through traffic into the neutral zone. Fogle collects, spins away from Nurse, backhander sticked away by Skinner. Left wing, Byfield, right off the LA bench. Collects in the left corner and spins it behind the net. Couldn't find LaFerriere. It's around to the near wall. Gavrikov, big check there, and then takes another pop. In comes Byfield to the front. He scores! Quinton Byfield roofs it past Skinner! Byfield's second goal of the series. And with 15:46 to play in the second, it is 2-0 LA.
Well, all starts on the near side boards. Gavrikov takes a huge hit. He gets sent to the ice as a couple of the Oilers came to him, and then Byfield picks up the puck. It's a 2-on-1. He's got Fiala open to his left. He steps in, improves his angle. He gets the goaltender to commit and go down, elevates the puck over his left shoulder. Precision shot. Kings up 2-0.
Draisaitl threw the check on Gavrikov, had the puck in his skates, but couldn't find it. So then he threw one more jab at Gavrikov, and that allowed Byfield to scoop it up and cut right to the front of the net. Kings lead 2-0. And now the Oilers in right wing. Into the corner, centering pass, tipped away by the Kings back in the neutral zone. And now retreating to collect it for Edmonton is Jake Wallman. Byfield, 2 goals in this series, scored in the waning seconds of period 1 last night, and now less than 5 minutes into period 2 here in game 2. Puck deep to the Kings zone. Crowd is right back in it, and the Kings lead the Oilers 2-0 in the game, trying to find a 2-0 series lead before heading north of the border to Edmonton, Alberta. Oilers step in, right circle. Hellenius lost his stick. Centering pass from the Oilers, deflects up top. Shot that's fanned on by Kane, intercepted by the Kings. A stretch pass out to center, looking for LaFerriere, intercepted by Kane, but the Kings collect and shoot it deep. Behind the goal, Skinner. Pressured, he'll shoot it around the glass near side. Kane couldn't get it out. Back for Kulak, around the wall, and then behind the goal from Emberson, who took a check from Danault. Out to center ice they come. Arvidsson flips it deep to the LA zone. Puck to the left circle, he'll collect it himself. Spins away from Kempe, tried to tuck it near post. Blocked by Kemper with the paddle, and now in come the Kings to clear it away. Malott out to center. Cross ice pass deflected up into the Kings bench. That sent a couple of heads going down, and then a bunch of hands and arms going up looking for the puck with 14:22 left in period 2.
Good play on the entry there by Victor Arvidsson. He chipped the puck high over the Kings defense, and because you don't want to risk taking a penalty, they didn't touch Arvidsson. He pursued the puck, picked it up down below the goal line, allowing the Oilers to have possession in the offensive zone. Nothing come of it because the Kings were able to recover defensively, get their structure set up in that zone, but good effort there by Arvidsson.
Quinton Byfield, second of the playoffs, scored unassisted at 4:14 of period 2. Has given the Kings a 2-0 lead. Center ice face-off. Get play back underway, and Kempe wins the draw. Sent up the left wing by Gavrikov, but cut off by the Oilers and sent deep to the Kings zone. Kemper out to get it. Kings turn it over right wing, back to the base of the circle. Up top, Kulak winds, shoots it in front looking for a pass or a redirect, but went wide, and now the Kings back in the neutral zone. 2-on-1 developing. Left wing, Kempe with Kopitar. Kempe to Kopitar. It rolled off his backhand. Kings hold it in. Spence, cross-ice pass. Collected by Kusmenko, left wing to the blue line. Gavrikov shoots, save, rebound. Taken away by the Oilers, but a penalty called against Edmonton, and the Kings, leading 2-0, will go to the power play with 13:50 to play in period 2. We will take a break. Kings to the advantage for the second time when we come back on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, groundbreaking research meets unparalleled expertise. It's where care is 100% tailored to kids. Every specialist, every room, every innovation revolves around one thing: your child's unique needs. CHLA's world-class experts pioneer groundbreaking cures that set the standard nationwide and have been providing the best care for kids in California for more than 124 years. Whether it's for routine care or a life-saving need, families turn to CHLA when the outcomes matter. Find a doctor at chla.org.
The NHL playoffs are here, and LA Kings fans can catch every moment on FanDuel Sports Network. Have cable or satellite? You're all set. Just check your channel lineup. Streaming? Log in with your TV provider on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe in the app with single game, monthly, seasonal, or annual plans. You can also stream on Prime Video with an add-on subscription. Don't miss a second of Kings playoff hockey. Visit getmyhometeams.com to see if we're in your area.
Did you know that Crypto.com is the official crypto platform of the LA Kings? That's right. But did you also know that Crypto.com is the world's fastest growing crypto app with over 100 million users worldwide? You heard that right. Over 100 million users worldwide. Now with the Crypto.com app, you can easily buy and sell more than 350 cryptocurrencies only with the Crypto.com app. Download it now at the App Store or Google Play. That's the Crypto.com app, and remember, fortune favors the brave. Go Kings, go.
We are your sports station, 710 ESPN.
The games are always better live at Crypto.com Arena. Secure your 2025-26 season ticket package today and take advantage of exclusive perks, 2025 playoff priority access, and ticket flexibility program. For more info, visit lakings.com/memberships today. And now leading 2-0 with 13:50 to play in the second period, the Kings will go to the power play.
Yeah, important for the Kings here, again, to have that same mindset, the shot mentality that they've approached all the power plays that they've had so far in this series. And that's keeping the Edmonton Oilers on their hold, on their heels, put pucks and bodies towards the net, and see what you can make of it.
Off the draw, it's sent around the wall, and then the Oilers finish the job by sending it down the ice and get that early clearance. Including today and Game 1, the Kings have scored a power play goal in 7 straight. Step back into the offensive zone. Kusmenko turned it over right wing. Kings held it in for a moment, but it deflected back to Nugent Hopkins, and the Oilers roll it down the ice. Penalty killers change for Edmonton. 30 seconds off the power play clock. Matthias Janmark sits 2 minutes for slashing here in the second period. Kings leading 2-0, trying to build on it. Left wing Fiala skates in. Had it poked away by Emberson. Gets it back in the corner. Kopitar hovering. Byfield there as well. Byfield had it knocked away. Kopitar collects along the wall. Feeds Kempe at the blue line. Back for Kopitar, left wing. Drops it behind him. Kempe, slap pass, right wing. Kusmenko in deep, centering feed from Fiala, knocked away. Tried to bank it in front off the flailing goaltender, and a huge check by Kempe on Podkolzin. They're calling a penalty for interference. And the Oilers going right back after Kempe. And with 58 seconds to go on the Kings power play, that'll do it. And we'll skate 4-on-4 for a minute.
Yeah, man, curious to see what the replay looks like. I think it may have been incidental contact. I don't think Kempe was looking to make a hit. I think he was trying to avoid the contact as he was coming in through there. The Kings had the puck down low, and then the puck came back out high. Kempe was standing in the slot area. He was kind of flat-footed a little bit as the Oilers tried to move the puck. And look, well, no, he actually threw the check. Yep, he did throw the check. So maybe he looked at the situation. Would have been a 2-on-1 going the other way. So he felt it was a good decision to make. So we'll play some 4-on-4 hockey out there right now, and a lot of room on the ice. And they're going to start this one, the Kings are, with Danault and Moore. Again, remember, the Oilers are going to have a power play for 1 minute and 2 seconds, so they're saving their big guns for that situation.
So Arvidsson out for the face-off against Danault. Those two played on a line together for a while during Arvidsson's tenure in LA. A couple of players come together in the corner. Danault works the puck free, and now the Kings skate forward with Doughty. Drops it off for Moore. And now 3-on-3 through the neutral zone. Moore steps in right wing, steps away from trouble right wing, weaves away from Arvidsson, shoots, and a save by Skinner with 39 seconds to go in the 4-on-4.
And not a bad play there by Trevor Moore. Keeping possession of the puck in the offensive zone, found a seam through the puck at the net. Just keep the puck in front of you. I know the Kings were looking to kind of regroup and settle and go back again, but every time you do that, you put yourself at risk. Sometimes you might fan on the pass, your stick could break, anything could happen. Keep the puck where you have bodies and numbers. You've got sticks to be able to find in that offensive zone. Keep it ahead, make the opposition go 200 feet.
Kings have improved in the face-off circle here in Game 2. They've won 16 of 26 face-offs in this game so far. That's 62% on the night.
Yeah, at the end of the first period, they were 56%, and that was a huge improvement from the other night. And because of that, it gives you time and possession, helps you out in the defensive zone. Even though in that first period, the Oilers spent a lot of time in the offensive zone, that was because the Kings did not get pucks in deep.
Oilers win this one in front of the goaltender Skinner, and now back to the neutral zone. Kane, left wing for Klingberg. Cross-ice pass along the blue line, feeds Wallman. The lefty defenseman skates in deep, feeds Klingberg up top, and a shot that deflects away to the near boards. Kings after it, swatted off of an Oilers stick by Danault back into the neutral zone. Final 5 seconds of the penalty to Matthias Janmark, and that will send the Oilers to the power play for 1 minute. Oilers step in, down the middle, Wallman shoots, glove save, Kempe with 56 seconds to go on the Oilers power play. So that will result in a D-zone face-off coming for the Kings and a moment for both sides to change, and the Oilers will send out the big unit.
Yeah, Oilers on power play number 3 now, and with that, Kopitar will come out. He and Byfield will be the 2 forwards for the Kings. Gavrikov and Mikey Anderson will be the 2 defenders, and the Oilers' top unit intact the way it's been the entire night. Corey Perry playing up front with Draisaitl and McDavid. Back, you got on the black side, you got Bouchard, and then Nugent Hopkins joining the group as well.
Draisaitl wins the draw up top. Byfield all over McDavid, but 97 holds it in. The player goes down along the far wall. I think that's Draisaitl, who's slow to get back up, but the Kings collect the puck and clear it.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He's yakking with the referee as well. I know players on both sides right now, they're going to the referees, but I'm sure the message from the officials is just play the game, guys.
Here's Draisaitl right wing. Oilers on the power play for another 30 seconds. Cross-ice feed away from Nugent Hopkins. Behind the goal, Gavrikov sends it up the boards. Kings into the neutral zone shorthanded. Byfield, surrounded by a Bermuda Triangle of Oilers, will roll it in. And now down to 15 seconds to go on the penalty to Adrian Kempe. Bouchard hits the trailer. McDavid speeds in. Poked away on the zone entry by Danault. Down to 8 seconds left. Oilers step in right wing. Draisaitl up the wall. Bouchard steps to the middle. The righty defenseman turns, feeds McDavid. Left circle, stick handles in front. Poked away, and it rolls out of the zone. Kings are back to full strength, so the Oilers shoot it in, and both teams will change, but we get a whistle. I think the Oilers are offside with The door to the bench for Corey Perry was just kind of on the inside of the blue line in the Kings zone, so they're offside with 10:39 left.
On his third power play by the Oilers, the Kings penalty killers do an outstanding job. Dano in particular on that last entry there by McDavid. They only allow one shot on goal, and that came just as the power play started. We saw the defender step in. That was Wallman. He let one go from about 10-15 feet inside the blue line. It was denied by Kempe. And then after that, good rotation, aggressive penalty kill by the Kings. Oilers now 0 for 3 on a man advantage.
Kings penalty kill has been aggressive and sharp in this series. 5 for 5 against McDavid and the Oilers power play. Kings win a draw back to their own end. Edmonton for Clark, who sends it up the near wall. Kempe drops it for Kopitar, then back for Kempe, weaves through traffic, steps in right wing. Kempe backpedals into the base of the near circle, centering pass for Kusmenko. Couldn't connect. Flex up top to Edmonton, left point, back for Kusmenko, around the left wing, spins away from Frederick, steps to the base of the circle. Kusmenko tucks it to the front, draws a penalty. Puck was still loose behind the goal, but the Kings will go back to the power play with 10-12 left in the period.
That's the luxury of having a guy that likes to possess the puck. Kusmenko, legs in motion the entire time, driving the hard areas, and he just put the brakes on Frederick. Frederick had to reach in. He constantly reaching with the stick. He was a couple of strides behind him, and Kusmenko's just his determination drew the penalty. Power play number 3 for the Kings.
That play by 96 looked a lot like a play by 97 on the other side, where you can stick handle and speed around, and if you put somebody in a vulnerable position and crash the net, that guy's going to take a penalty, and that's exactly what Trent Frederick did.
Yep. Fiala right now is just over at the bench. Looked like he's getting a new stick or something and getting a chance to reset. The officials are kind of getting him to get moving, maybe putting a piece of tape or something on something there, but we'll get a face-off to the right of Skinner. Again, Kopitar and Henrique to take the draw.
So Kings top power play back to work. And Kopitar wins the draw. Byfield gives it to Kempe at the blue line, who looks back for Kopitar to the middle. Kempe shoots, rings it off the left post. The rebound right to Fiala, right circle. Steps in, feeds Kusmenko behind the goal in front for Byfield, sticks it to Kopitar. Up top, Kempe steps in, he shoots, save, loose puck, chipped wide left. Kopitar in the corner, swings it back for Kempe left point in front of the LA bench. To Kopitar, the middle, Byfield in deep, Kusmenko tucked it to the front, loose puck, saved by Skinner back post, puck still loose, finally a whistle, and the goaltender covers it, and now a Kings player thrown on the back of the net. I think Byfield is at the bottom of the pile. We might get another penalty here. Byfield, I think, was hit high, and the Kings smartly skating away from the scrum. Not sure if we're actually going to get another one here, as they have to separate both parties.
No, there's going to be no penalties being called here, but again, a nice play in tight. We saw one go off the pipe there by Kempe. Good puck retrieval by the Kings, and then both Byfield and Kusmenko trying to jam it in on the side. The two of them were pushed aside. Henrique comes in, and Henrique sitting there cross-checking and pushing at Kusmenko. The officials let it go, but I like just the response there by the Kings. They're just not even fazed by it.
Kings win the draw. Kempe steps in, shoots, glove save Skinner. Kempe with a lot of room and a lot of space to skate in and fired it into Skinner's glove. And now Byfield was hit again after the play. This time Kusmenko needed to be separated, and thank goodness, I think, for Jim Hiller that the linesman got in the way, because Kusmenko looked like he had some extra words.
Yeah, we see Kusmenko now talking to one of the linesmen. He's got a little bit of a grin and smile on his face, and kind of like the message he's trying to send to the officials. You saw it, you know it, but again, this is where the Kings got to keep your heads into it. The mental strength here right now, that is one area that they own in the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton Oilers are a flustered hockey club right now.
Minute 28 to go on the Kings power play. Scrum forward off the draw. Kings collect. Kusmenko along the wall, left circle. Stick handle, scans the ice. The righty forward. Saucer pass up top. Kempe. One-time pass over to Fiala. He'll sling it deep. Kusmenko, the Kopitar left circle. Up top, Kempe shoots wide. Rebound. They score! Kusmenko on the power play! Oh, the power play! It just won't stop! 9:23 to play in the second, and it's 3-0 LA!
Well, again, just keeping your head right there by the Kings proved to be real valuable. The wide shot by Kempe from up high, right at the top of the umbrella. He gets the shot. Real good shot from up high, and it goes wide just to the right of the net. but Kusmenko got inside position on the defenseman Wallman, read the bounce, pushed it into the vacated cage. 2 power play goals, and the Kings have a 3-0 lead here midway through the second.
I mean, Daryl, you brought it up just moments ago. I mean, when we talk about playing between the whistles, the Kings feel like they probably should have drawn more penalties and gotten more power play opportunities than they've had. But at the end of the day right now, they've got 3 power play opportunities. They've scored on 2, so the power plays that they have in fact earned, they have taken advantage of.
Yep.
Kings will step back in behind the goal. LaFerriere with a check. Oilers with it around the wall, left wing, and now Draisaitl. Turned it over to Moore, had it poked away by Kulak, and into the neutral zone, Hyman. Trailed by Moore, who chopped it away. Kings poked it free, up the left wing. LaFerriere will backhand it deep. The Kings have 2 power play goals in Game 1 and now 2 power play goals in Game 2. 4 in the series as Kusmenko scores his second of the playoffs and second on the power play, assisted by Kempe and Kopitar at 10:37 of period 2. And the Kings lead the Oilers 3-0 here in Game 2. Chipped back into the Oilers zone. Nurse collects in front of Byfield. And back up the near wall, taken away by Foegele. Stripped it from Kulak. In deep. Foegele behind the net. Spins away from the defenseman, but Kulak recovered nicely. And he'll backhand the puck up in the air. It's gloved by Edmonton at the logo at center, who hands it to his partner Clark. Back up the near wall, taken by Janmark. He steps in left wing. Janmark to the circle. Sidesteps Clark, tried to center it, bad on it. Steps around to the right circle. The lefty forward. Janmark hands it off to the blue line. One-timer goes wide. Rebound away from the Oilers forward, Janmark in the left circle. And now Podkolzin behind the goal. Right circle. Arvidsson swings it to the front, saved by Kemper with ease, but then couldn't control the rebound. Puck to the near corner. Oilers hold it in. Janmark to the trapezoid. Drops it back for Podkolzin. He'll fire it around the wall. Bouchard holds it in front of the Oilers bench, right wing. To the left point. Nurse, cross-ice pass, up top, Bouchard shoots, save Kemper, loose puck cleared by the Kings from the high slot down the ice, and it will not go far enough for an icing so the Kings can change.
Now 2 shots there in that sequence by the Oilers, one by Arvidsson down by the goal line, Bouchard up high. That's just their second and third shot of the period. Prior to that, in the opening 11 and a half minutes, the Oilers had 1 shot on goal here in this middle period.
This crowd rising to its feet, at least here in the upper bowl. 7:12 to play in the second period, and the Kings lead the Oilers 3-0 here in Game 2. You're listening to the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Hey everybody, it's Cappy, and let's talk about an upsetting issue that many of us have experienced. You're paying your homeowner's insurance premium every month on time. One day you have an incident like water damage. Maybe it's a broken pipe, could be a toilet overflow. So you open a claim with your homeowner's insurance company to find out that your insurance adjuster is trying to pay you so little you won't even be able to repair the damage. This is the time to call Avner Gatt. Avner Gatt is a public adjuster, and he is on your side. He's looking out for you. You can try and negotiate with the insurance companies yourself, but it is not that simple. The Avner Gatt team has been dealing with insurance companies for many years. It's all they do. They have vast experience in this matter. You don't. When you are represented by Avner Gatt's team, you have the entire team's experience and know-how on your side. No one messes with Avner Gatt and his team. So call Avner Gatt. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256. You can go to avnergatt.com, AVNERGAT, avnergatt.com. He'll answer, and you'll know it's him when you hear, hello.
This journey moves us. It moves us towards a healthier future. It's where setbacks lead to comebacks, where a little humanity goes a long way, and a lot of it can achieve practically anything. This journey is measured not in days, but in lives changed, families cared for, communities strengthened. Because to change what healthcare can be, there's only one direction to go. Well ahead. Blue Shield of California.
710 ESPN.
Kingdom watch parties are back this postseason as the LA Kings look to claim their 3rd Stanley Cup championship. Join them at Tom's Urban on April 25th for Game 3 against Edmonton. Enjoy food and drink specials, giveaways, and more. For more info, visit lakings.com/watchparties. That is lakings.com/watchparties, plural. 3-0 Kings, 7:12 left in the middle period.
And the Kings, again, back to that last shift by the Oilers. 1 shot on goal prior to that. They had 2 shots on that shift. Bouchard from up high, but without any traffic in front of the net. Kemper was able to get his eyes on it early, making the save and the shot a lot less threatening, but it was a bomb from up high.
Back underway, second period. Stretch pass for Kusmenko. He had it roll off his stick as he got checked by Ty Emberson. Puck around the wall, toward the left circle, guided forward by Frederick, and now Emberson collects, and the D-man starts out to center. Fires it into the Kings zone up the left wing wall. Kempe collects, fires it back around the boards, and it kicks down the ice. It's an icing against the Kings with 6:43 remaining.
I didn't know he had that kind of shot.
Put him on the power play.
But that's the right play there by Kempe. Put it high up around the glass. Again, you don't want to put it to an area where it can be easily knocked down. If it's going to be knocked down, you want the person knocking it down to have to extend themselves and not be able to bring it to their stick clean. So take your chance in a face-off circle of game, where in game 2, the Kings do a much better job in the circle.
At the same time, do it without putting the puck out of play. With the size of that paddle, that is definitely not an easy thing to do. Oilers win a face-off in the O-zone. McDavid in the corner, and fans are jeering about something behind the net. Perry swings it toward the goal over the crossbar and wide. Right point, Klingberg holds it in. Gives it back to McDavid. He hands it off to Draisaitl around the far circle. Leon Draisaitl up top, spins away from Gavrikov, and now McDavid in the corner. Lost the puck in the corner, and then Kopitar shoots it around the wall, but not out. McDavid to hold it in right wing. Latched on to Kusmenko. Oilers hold it in. Klingberg up top shoots. Tip, they score. Draisaitl on the redirect. And in his first game back in the lineup, John Klingberg plays a massive role in that goal. The Oilers are on the board with 6:06 left in the second.
Yeah, and Leon Draisaitl, he's been a guy that has had a lot of success against the Kings and now has 19 goals in 20 postseason games against the Kings, and just a great redirection there, great hand-eye coordination as he was able to pick up that puck coming out from the corner. And I know when we had that little bit of an argument, or what you were talking about there in the corner, Jordan Spence, he was one-on-one with McDavid. McDavid had his arm up in the face of Spence and kind of like holding on to it, and I think that's what got the crowd all agitated down there.
Well, the Oilers, with what seems to be, Darryl, kind of a had-to-have-it goal, salvage this second period. They only have 4 shots in the frame, and they trail now 3-1. They scored late in the second period on Monday when it was 4-0, and that goal sparked a comeback in period 3. Kings in the offensive zone turned it over, and the puck around the wall, up to the right wing, Doughty. Right point shoots, it's blocked. Loose puck to No, turns and tried to shoot, had it blocked again, and the puck trickles over the blue line out to center.
Yeah, important for the Kings here just to keep putting the puck forward, get in and establish a forecheck.
And now we've got a whistle. And I think that Oilers are trying to play it behind the goal with 5:33 left, but we end up getting a whistle, and we'll take a break. Oilers are on the board. Draisaitl's second of the series, and it's 3-1 Kings. 5:33 left in the second. You're listening to the Stanley Cup playoffs on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
We got to talk about Prize Picks. You got me into this. I love it. I play it every single night in almost every single sport. And for those of you listening out there, it's very simple. There is a stat line for a particular player in one of those sports, and it's as simple as more or less. You pick more, you pick less on that stat line. You win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. And it's the best way to get sports action in over 30 states, including right here in California.
So here's what you do. You download the Prize Picks app. You use the code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. You get that $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. And right now, with baseball, football, basketball, soccer, and hockey going, now is a great time to play Prize Picks, George.
And again, Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. You can join over 10 million users and sign up today. Man, it's amazing. You can get your money in as quick as 15 minutes once you win.
And you're going to win. And by the way, if you don't win, don't blame me, okay? Because you're better at it than I am. Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app. Use our code CAPPY. Make that $5 play. Get that $50 bonus. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun? Dive into Chumba Casino, your ultimate destination for free, fun-to-play social casino games. Play slots, bingo, and more whenever and wherever you want. With new games dropping every week, there's always something fresh. Lounge on the sofa or play on the go. Play now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
We We are your sports station. 710 ESPN.
Take a piece of LA Kings history home with you. Valid through our Round 1 home games. Get 15% off all game-used merchandise online. Use the code PLAYOFFS upon checkout. Some exclusions may apply. Visit LAKingsGameUsed.com to purchase today. That is LAKings.com or LAKingsGameUsed.com to purchase today.
Well, Leon Draisaitl with that goal again. That's points in 16 straight playoff games against the Kings, and that ties the all-time record in the NHL. And over that period, he's got 16 goals in those 16 games. Just a great talent for the Edmonton Oilers.
He scored in period 2 on Monday. That got the Oilers on the board. Back underway here in the second period in LA. Kings trying to step in left wing, would have been offside, and now the Oilers send it down the ice. This is not icing against Edmonton. Thought it would be. Back up the near wall, Kings chip it down the ice. Byfield after it in a foot race with Connor Brown. He collects in the right corner and banks it around the wall on a backhand. To LaFerriere, left wing. The Byfield kicked it. Left circle shot from Fiala, went wide. Karam's up the wall, held in by Clark. Back behind the net, tipped by Fiala. Now to Byfield left corner. Byfield up to the left wing, feeds Fiala in the trapezoid, curls it to the front, it deflects away. Oilers turn it over. Fiala holds it in, turns and swings it to Byfield right circle. Scans the ice. Byfield up top. Doughty winds, fires, deflected away by the Oilers. And now at the near circle. Banked up the wall but not out. Doughty holds it in, tried to fire it deep, blocked by Henrique, still turned over, and now Byfield. High slot, shoots wide right, rebound up the near wall, toward the blue line. Kings hold it in again. In deep, Fiala. Peeks behind him, steps to the corner, rolls it behind the net, off the bench, now toward the right circle. Fiala couldn't collect on the feed from Deneau. Back to the blue line. Anderson over to the left circle. Doughty couldn't shoot. Backs away to the point. Now Anderson to the right circle for Deneau. Scans the ice. Steps away. Up top. Doughty collects. Winds. Fires. Saved by Skinner. He'll get a whistle with 4:02 left in the period.
A great pushback shift there by the Kings. After the Oilers get a goal and try to build a little bit of momentum from it, the Kings spend that entire shift in the offensive zone, cycling the puck, time and possession, a couple of shot attempts, and even on that last shot attempt that made it through to the goaltender, Skinner was able to pick it up easy. Kings just continue to keep putting that puck at the net with traffic around there.
Shots are 13-5 LA in the period. They have scored 2 second period goals. The Oilers are on the board with Draisaitl's second goal of the series. And in their own zone, the Oilers win the draw. Slapped around the boards, looking for a man in the neutral zone. It's intercepted by Gavrikov. Kings in right side. Big defenseman banks it off the side of the goal near post. Looking for it behind the net. Kings come away with it. Kusmenko pressured by Emberson in the corner. Poked up the wall. Kings hold it in. Edmonton left point to the middle. Kempe back to Edmonton. Winds, fires, tipped, save by Skinner. Loose puck collected by Nugent Hopkins, who banks it up the wall with a backhander. And now down the middle, Brett Kulak. Feeds it toward the right wing. Then Kulak gets a return pass. Has it poked away, and behind the LA net, Kempe will collect. Curls out to the near side, runs into traffic. Edmonton will chip it into the neutral zone. Kusmenko slowed down, then McDavid collects and sends it deep to the LA end.
Good job there by Kopitar getting in McDavid's lane. McDavid tried to generate a little bit of speed underneath and get in on the forecheck, but Kopitar was able to slow him down and allow him to do it.
Kings out to center, turns it over. McDavid steps in, his centering pass poked away. Kings collect right wing. And now Kusmenko with Kempe out to center. He will flip it up the right wing, chase it down himself. Behind the net, Klingberg. He has the primary and lone assist on Draisaitl's second period goal. Oilers turn it over in their own end. Left wing. Kusmenko, cross-ice backhander, went past everybody. Held in by Deneau. Up the wall. Doughty shoots in front, looking for a tip. Blocked away by the Oilers. And into the right corner. Moore had his stick broken. Goes back to the LA bench. Collects a new one. And the Oilers back to the neutral zone with Corey Perry. Sends it deep to the King zone. Behind the net, Doughty. Bank pass up the left wing. Out to center, Moore. Knocks it deep to the Oilers zone, and it is whistled for an icing. Quick whistle, but I don't think Fogle was going to win the race anyway with 2:27 left in the frame.
Yeah, just looking at where Trevor Moore was, he was about 3 or 4 feet just on his side of the center ice red line when he chipped that puck, and he was trying to get a little bit better of an angle on it, but he was unable to do that. It goes the distance. Faceoff comes back. Connor McDavid, he and the Oilers elect to take it to the right side of Kemper. Draisaitl, he'll be able to take the draw. He'll draw against the no.
So Draisaitl, who has the Oilers on the board. Kings led 3-0 for the second consecutive game. They led 4-0 in the second period on Monday night before Draisaitl scored. Left circle face-off. Draisaitl wins it, but the Kings take it away as it jumped to the middle. Kings can't clear it. Bouchard holds it in. Left wing Draisaitl shoots. It's tipped wide in front, and the Kings send it up the wall. Moore curls it back toward the red line. It's knocked down by Bouchard.
Yeah, that was Zach Hyman looking for a tip on the back door. The play was there. He just put it, he shanked it, didn't get it on the net.
Bouchard gave it away on the zone entry. Now the Kings down the middle, Byfield, or rather Deneau will lift it deep and chase it down. He spoke there. Chipped around the boards. Laferriere after it, collects in the left corner. Evades Bouchard and Nurse. Rolled it behind the net. It's picked up by Leon Draisaitl, who swings it out to center. Past Hyman all the way down the ice, and Edmonton will win the race to the circles. So it's an icing against the Oilers with 1:48 remaining.
Yeah, the Oilers haven't completed their line change. They've got a couple of guys that have been out for an extended shift, that being Draisaitl and Hyman. Connor McDavid made his way to the bench, but Nugent Hopkins is out there along with those other guys, so Kings will look to get a quick face-off here and try to take advantage of guys that maybe are a little on the fatigue side.
Draisaitl's been out there for 1:29. He takes the draw against Byfield, and the Oilers win that draw. Bouchard lifts it down the ice, bouncing into the LA zone, wide of the Kings net. It's another icing against the Oilers, and they immediately go over to the bench, and they're hollering at Oilers players to step back on the ice.
Yeah, one thing, though, it does, when you do ice the puck, you're probably going to get yourself a 30-second break to be able to hit the reset button, and with that, the Kings will come back out. They'll bring out Kopitar's line with Kempe and, let's see, Kusmenko is now joining them for a minute there. Laferriere was dragging himself going off the ice, thought he might try to stay, but they're trying to get Nugent on. Nugent Hopkins got to stay on the ice. They're trying to bring Evander Kane on, and the officials got a good idea of what numbers were on the ice, and Oilers trying to pull a fast one right here.
See, but Daryl, I think for the Oilers, this is working.
Of course
it is. They're sending out the wrong guys, and then they're letting the other five. I mean, it's not like they had only 4 guys on the ice. They had 5 guys out, and Evander Kane was out there and then gets sent back to the bench. They didn't have to swap anybody. Kings win the draw. Kopitar tripped up, no call. Left wing. Kempe steps in, skates behind the goal and around to the right corner. Drops it back to the trapezoid. Kopitar feeds Kusmenko. Tripped up by Bouchard in the corner. Again, no call. Kemper was already streaking out of the net. It looked that obvious. Rolled toward the net. Kemper scoops it up. He will eat it for a whistle with 1:21 left in the period. I mean, Kemper was streaking back to the bench. Oh, I mean, that's... I mean, at least... the first look, that looks about as obvious as it gets.
Yeah, just looking at it on the replay, yeah, it got tangled up. There's no doubt he got tangled up. I don't think it was as bad as what we first thought it might be. Bouchard went, looking, and then Kusmenko tried to generate his feet, get his legs kind of like running a little bit, and he kind of got tangled up, so there wasn't necessarily a stick driven in between his legs.
And the way that I think he went down, too, because both of his legs came up way up in the air behind him when he went down. That's definitely what Kemper saw. Off the draw, shot, saved by Kemper, loose puck up in the air, cleared away by the Kings. Oilers hold it in. Left point Kulak to the right wing. Shot from there, saved by Kemper, covers the rebound, and one little extra jab in front. I think it was Evander Kane. And that draws the attention of all 5 players clad in the black, white, and silver.
Yeah, 2 good shots there from back in the blue line by Ty Emberson from the right point. The first one was a high shot that Kemper made the save on, wasn't able to find it. The second one, a low bid. And now again, things slowing down a little bit. We've got a couple of guys exchanging words, but we'll see what the Kings elect to do here for this last 70 seconds of this second period. Big face-off. Byfield's going to come out. He and Laferriere, they're going to be up front. Fiala's already on the ice, and the Kings will get themselves reset. Oilers will keep that same group up front with Nugent Hopkins along with Evander Kane. Evander Kane will take the draw, and then on the other side is going to be Connor Brown.
Yeah, they'll change the D pairing here, though. Emberson, like you said, Daryl, was the one putting the puck to the net. Man, are they high on this 24-year-old defenseman, Ty Emberson. Signed him to a 2-year extension on Saturday. He's originally a Coyotes draft pick, ended up coming over a couple years ago. He played at Wisconsin with Alex Turcotte in the NCAA. Back to the bench here. The Kings defensively in their own zone, looking for the puck. It deflects to the corner, and Kane up the wall, turned it over. Kings 2-on-2 into the neutral zone. A step for Fiala. Up the left wing, looks for the trailer. Laferriere left circle, holds up, cuts to the middle, fanned on a shot, crunched as he tried to get it back, and now the Oilers send it back down the ice. Kings in their own end, Doughty. Final minute of the second period. Kings lead the Oilers 3-1 here in Game 2. Bang pass up the wall. Byfield, 2 chances to knock it down. Now a third, had it poked away. Rolls it over the blue line. Cut off by the Oilers. Sent back to the LA line. And now picked up by LA again. Doughty. Stretch pass down the ice. Couldn't find his target, but it goes on toward the net. So no icing. 25 seconds left. Oilers right to left out of their own end. Wallman forward. Deflected in by Victor Arvidsson. Behind the net, Kempe to get it. Shoots it around the glass. Knocked down by the Oilers' right wing with Draisaitl. Behind the goal, McDavid turns, swings it in front. Couldn't find Draisaitl right circle. Then Bouchard fires it over the goal. Collected by Anderson. Fired up the wall. Kings out to center. 4 seconds left in the period. Kings deflect it over the Oilers' line, but they run out of time as Moore stepped in right wing. The Kings score twice in the second period. Another one on the power play. This one for Andrei Kusmenko. But Leon Draisaitl's second of the series has the Oilers on the board. And after 40 minutes, it's the Kings 3 and the Oilers 1 here in Game 2.
A solid period by the Kings again. They win that period. And I like the way they bounced back after the Oilers got a goal. Draisaitl with a beautiful tip. The Kings came back and it was aligned with Byfield, Laferriere, Fiala. They were in that offensive zone, cycling, possessing the puck. A couple of shot attempts from up high. That denied the Oilers from trying to build that momentum. Oilers are going to feel good about the way they closed the period out, just as they did in Game 1. Now we'll see the way the Kings react. Again, they got themselves a 2-goal cushion going into the final 20. The important thing for the Kings will be don't take your foot off the gas. Remain aggressive. Do not give up the neutral zone. When the Kings are forechecking the Oilers, they frustrate them. They don't allow guys like McDavid, Draisaitl to generate speed underneath the play. They'll spend more time in the offensive end.
Well, the Kings lead the Oilers by a pair going into the third period. They led 4-1 on Monday, won the game 6-5. They lead 3-1 tonight after 40 minutes, looking for a cleaner third period of play. We will take a break. When we come back in the second intermission, Daryl's got our out-of-town Stanley Cup playoff scoreboard. Gabriel Landeskog coming back into the lineup for the Avalanche tonight. That game going on now. We'll hear more about it from Daryl when we come back. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another 3. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the 6. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Cup. Touchdown, LA!
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks, up the middle, into the end zone! Touchdown! They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club, Diddy!
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports.
Hey, Cappy, we got to talk about Prize Picks. You got me into this. I love it. I play it every single night in almost every single sport. And for those of you listening out there, it's very simple. There is a stat line for a particular player in one of those sports, and it's as simple as more or less. You pick more, you pick less on that stat line. You win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. And it's the best way to get sports action in over 30 states, including right here in California.
So here's what you do. You download the Prize Picks app. You use the code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. You get that $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. And right now, with baseball, football, basketball, soccer, and hockey going, now is a great time to play Prize Picks, George.
And again, Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. You can join over 10 million users and sign up today. Man, it's amazing. You can get your money in as quick as 15 minutes once you win.
And you're going to win. And by the way, if you don't win, don't blame me, okay? Because you're better at it than I am. Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app. Use our code CAPPY. Make that $5 play. Get that $50 bonus. Prize Picks. Run your game.
This journey moves us. It moves us towards a healthier future. It's where setbacks lead to comebacks. Where a little humanity goes a long way. And a lot of it can achieve practically anything. This journey is measured not in days, but in lives changed. Families cared for. Communities strengthened. Because to change what healthcare can be, there's only one direction to go. Well ahead. Blue Shield of California.
Starting a yard project soon? Before you dig, remember that utility lines might be just below the surface. The average shovel strike travels over 30 miles per hour with over 200 pounds.
Lindell is there. Up and out through Johnston. Cale Makar back with it at the red line. McKinnon wants to turn it the other way. He's got Marty Necas off the heel of his stick. He's able to get it back. Marty Necas off the end wall. Arturi Lehkonen off the bench. Wants to center it all the way through. Sam Girard up top. Josh Manson lets it go and hit a body and wide. It was Cody Ceci.
Good looks there. Good passing. Lots of movement. That opens up those lanes.
Avs are changing. They cede possession, and now Dallas brings it back in. Rantanen bumped down by Josh Manson. Rantanen from his belly. Able to try and get the puck free, but it's right to Sam Girard. Manson and Valnichuk can connect. Now it's Nathan McKinnon, a shot. Misses glove side on Ottinger.
I think Ottinger got a little piece of that one again, Connor.
Oh, goodness. It's just enough with his saves. Most of his saves, I feel like the big ones, it's just a thread that gets it done. Turnover at center ice, brought the other way by Seguin. Scoop free by Sam Malinsky's run over by Marchment. Denied is the centering pass by Lindgren. He kick-starts it with Gabe Landeskog. Landeskog, chance for Nelson. Save made by Ottinger again. The pass handcuffed Nelson a little bit, and now there's some pushing and shoving unnecessarily by Harley, who's upset over who knows what.
Well, I think Brock Nelson, he got an opportunity. He had a little poke at Ottinger after the opportunity, the chance. But again, Gabe Landeskog creating offense here. Coming into the zone, kind of stopping up a little bit, buying a little bit of time, and then feathering that pass. And Nelson, he's just jammed. It's just a little bit too much in between his legs. He couldn't get around the puck to get a good enough shot off.
Landeskog conferring with Cale Makar, Charlie Coyle, Kibby Ronta. Devon Taves will round out the party of 5. Coyle will take the draw. He is, again, 60% from the dot tonight, 3 of 5. Let's see if he can make it 4 of 6. He's asked to leave because you can't kick Charlie Coyle out of anywhere.
I don't understand when guys get kicked out of
Nobody
faceoffs.
understands. Players tell us all the time they have no idea what it means to stay in the face-off dot.
That's
or
good
get kicked
to
out.
know, because I was a centerman my whole career, and I'm still baffled half the time I would get kicked out of face-offs.
I feel like if you're playing in the game, it should be communicated to you the laws of hockey. As Cale Makar frees up Landeskog from his belly, connects with Charlie Coyle. Gets it deep. Kibby Ronta back for Coyle. Oh no, off the heel of his stick. Cale Makar is back as Sam Steele brings it ahead with Blackwell. Only heard a whistle there. Nope. Cleaned up in the corner. Cale Makar and Devon Taves scrape after it. Charlie Coyle back to assist. Out in front. Picking it up is Logan O'Connor. Into the path of Parker Kelly to the red line. He'll one-handed deep. That's exactly what you need to do. Forecheck there from Logan O'Connor. Forces the mistake. Jack Drury a try. Save made by Ottinger again. Puck is loose behind the net. Parker Kelly wants to turn it out in front. Stolen by Bischel. Puck is loose in the corner. Bischel lifts the stick. Now he has it back. Bischel will airmail it to the Avalanche line. Wide Johnson trying to track it down. Sam Girard in front of him. Johnson able to steal it away for a moment. Girard stays with it. Drury and Kelly trying to get it out. They do, but just barely. Petrovic at the red line. Ben turns it at the center circle. Dodonov gets around Josh Manson. Dodonov behind the net wants the wraparound, and Manson stays with him. Picture perfect defending there from Josh Manson on Dodonov, who wanted either a wraparound or a pass in front. Manson made sure none of that happened.
Well, Manson, he's toting the line there of borderline. Okay, keep that stick under wraps. Don't get it on the hands, because as soon as you get it on the hands and they lose the puck for a split second, that's when the arm goes up and you get a hooking call. But give Josh Manson a lot of credit. Just stick with Dadonov. Don't give him too much.
Face off to the left of Blackwood. Nelson wins it. Cale Makar taps it backwards for Devon Taves. Makar now pokes it up the wall. Blocked by Sagan. Throws it in front. And it's sticked aside by Mackenzie Blackwood. That frees up Arturi Lehkonen across the red line. He'll rope it around right to left. Down to Chushkin. As it pinched up against the wall. Nelson is there. Marchman digs it out to the point. Taves takes the turnover. Taves. Stick handles out towards center ice. Bumped again by Matt Duchesne. Taves able to steal it back. That's not an example of getting the puck deep. Now the Avalanche reset in the neutral zone. Brock Nelson across the red line, and he'll do that.
But you got to give Taves a lot of credit. He's a guy that when he turns the puck over, he really makes up for those mistakes.
Textbook hip check from Lindgren on Mikko Rantanen. Now Nathan McKinnon pushes the puck ahead. 3-on-2 of He's down to Chushkin, near side all the way over. And it's a miscommunication with Arturi Lehkonen and Sam Malinsky. Fortunately, Lindgren again tracks back to make his second great play of the shift and pushes that puck into the Avalanche bench to get a whistle with 15:52 to go in the third. Shots 19-15. Dallas score 1-0 Colorado.
Again, you just get some of those little miscommunications, and it seems like there's been a lot of that tonight, Connor, where it's in between, passes are just out of reach. You know, guys can't decide who's going to get the puck, who's not going to get the puck. I don't know if the travel, the thin air, it's all culminating right now, and it's just like, what's going on here? But it's the play out here has been a little sloppy on both sides.
McKinnon, Drew, and Natchez back out there. Lindgren and Manson. Faceoff is won by Mikko Rantanen away from Nathan McKinnon. Blasted in by CC. Manson hit a weird spot in the boards. McKinnon off the wall and skies it. Lindell will settle it down, sends it back to center. And hit somebody's humerus. Nothing funny about that. And Lindgren will guide it now for Manson right side, circling the Avalanche zone. Straight ahead for Jonathan Drew, and he'll tip it deep in Dallas territory.
I thought it was pretty fun.
Thanks. Steele hacks at the puck. Manson's going to get back there first. Up the far wall, waiting for his Natchez. Natchez turns it now for Jack Drury. He's got some room up the middle of the ice. Tosses it to his left for Sam Girard. Now behind the net, Drury crunched by Bischel. And that allows Blackwell to pick the puck up. Gets to the red line and dumps it in left to right. Kelly tries to hack it off the wall. Turn the other way now. Malinsky will go skyward. Drury now for Logan O'Connor. Again, he'll get to the red line and send it off the corner boards. Parker Kelly gets a stick to it. Recollected by Bischel into the skates of Ben. He'll turn and fire it. Lost an edge. Almost went into the Avalanche bench. Blackwood leads it for Taves. Stretches it for Parker Kelly. Can't get around Petrovic near side boards, but keeps it up against the wall in the star zone. Down to the corner. Logan O'Connor waiting there. Outnumbered but never outgunned. O'Connor wins it back. Parker Kelly will get it deep. Ottinger came out to play it. Pinching his Cale Makar at the far side. Has to be careful here. Coyle helps out. Coyle lobs it deep. Off a fingertip. Falls for Logan O'Connor trying to get it in front. Instead he blasts it all the way around to the near point and Taves. Taves sends it back to where it came from. Coyle trying to escape the clutches of both D-men for Dallas. Cale Makar steps aside to check Landeskog. Up top for Taves. One-timer taken by Kiviranta. That's off a body. Falls for Mikko Rantanen. And he'll send it out to center ice where it's gloved by Cale Makar. Brings it back ahead. Hashtag up Makar. Shot doesn't miss the far post by much. Kept in by Kiviranta. He'll scoop it deep at the backhand. Ottinger with it. Halves will change. 13:50 and ticking to go in the third period. Colorado leads 1-0 here in Game 3 in Denver. Brock Nelson underneath. Heading north is Kiviranta. Flips it into the star zone. Stays in the rink barely. Landeskog takes a hit to make a play. Brock Nelson backdoor. It's off a leg. Mavs have to work back here. Duchesne. Tracked down by Ryan Lindgren. Lindgren throws him down to the ice. Broken play in front. Scoop to the wall. Now Thomas Harley towards the net. Tipped. And the Avalanche are able to get to the rebound. Manson with it. He'll lay it off the glass. Nichushkin has it go through a set of skates. Lehkonen trying to take down Harley. They're going to call Lehkonen for a penalty. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. You call them two soft penalties back in the first period. This is a soft one on Lecky.
Penalty holding.
I mean, they're both going down in a heap. Unearned power play for the Stars when we come back. 13-12 to go in the third period in Denver. The Avalanche lead Game 3 1-0. These are the Stanley Cup playoffs on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
D-Mac. Hey, Avs faithful, this is D-Mac. You've got the Avalanche and Stars Game 3. Unforgettable night here in Denver. We're going to break it all down tomorrow at noon on PhD. Plus, tomorrow, we'll have our man Scott Hastings in Los Angeles getting us set for the Nuggets and Clippers. Got it all covered throughout the playoffs on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5.
Hear the game tonight. React with us all day Monday on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about
news and bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Colorado. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply.
The only thing better than a cold, crisp, crushable beer? One that's certified carbon neutral, baby. Meet Mountain Time, the beer that makes it easy to look good, feel good, and do good for the planet. That's what we in the biz call a win-win-win. Plus, it's made by New Belgium, right here in our backyard. So I guess that's a win-win-win-win. So cheers to that. Mountain Time Lager, a proud partner of the Colorado Avalanche and people who like to win-win-win-win while drinking a cold one.
Mile High Playoff Hockey, the Avs and Stars on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Over Dallas. We pause 10 seconds for station identification, brought to you by Berg Simpson across the vast Altitude Sports Radio Network.
The best hockey.
All
lives
three
here.
Canucks are back. Shen, in, Shen, Perron, Schwartz, they score!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Stars going on the power play for the second time tonight. Faceoff is taken and won by Charlie Coyle. Devon Taves outworked in the corner by Mikko Rantanen. Puck is stuck there. Wide loose by Rupe Hintz. Tries a short angle shot. Save made by Blackwood. Trying to find it in the crowd. Still no whistle. Why in the world did that take so long? Fans wanted it about 3.5 years ago. They finally get it. 13 seconds gone in the power play. 13 minutes left in the third period.
Well, the ref is on the opposite side of the net, right? So he can't necessarily see where the puck is. And to be quite honest,
wasn't covered up. You're right.
It was loose, right? So give the Avs credit. A little bit of a rugby scrum again, right at the blue paint. You had about 6 players. You had 3 Stars players. You had 3 Avs players. The Avs players, all they're trying to do is box guys out and not let them get the puck, and they did their job.
Boyle will take the draw again. Drury, not Coyle. Wins it back for Cale Makar. Devon Taves off the glass over the head of Harley. That will go the distance. That's how you draw it up right there.
Well, that is a reason you brought in Jack Drury. Right there, for instances like this, playoff hockey, you need a left-handed centerman right there to take those face-offs.
Drury will launch this down ice. Kiviranta applying pressure short-handed. Drury, by the way, in game 1, 72.7% from the face-off dot.
That's all you can ask of a player like that right there, your fourth-line center, that he is doing his job.
Duchesne far point. Stars have it set up for a moment. Logan O'Connor trying to track down Harley. Now for Mikko Rantanen in the corner. Rantanen has it back up top for Harley. He scored in game 2. Now back for Rantanen. He holds. Gets the booze every time he touches the puck. Slung back for Harley. He's got room to shoot all the way over. Johnston throws a seam pass for Rupe Hintz. It's off the toe of his blade. 50 seconds to go in the power play. Pitch and catch. Harley to Hintz. Back up top for Harley as he walks the blue line. Shot blocked by Logan O'Connor. Extra effort doesn't get it out. Johnston got in there ahead of Parker Kelly. Behind the net, Rantanen tries to throw it in front, knocked down to the ice. Parker Kelly will take possession, and he'll do the rest for the Avs with 30 seconds to go in the Dallas power play.
A little bit of bend, but don't break right there for the Avs, right? You pressure when you can. When they have full possession, you have to get in your structure.
On the outlet, it's Granlund, hands it off for Marchment, high in the zone. More pressure here from the Avs. Now Nichushkin and Devon Taves take it away. And it's rolled to center ice with 10 seconds to go in Arturi Lekkonen's minor. Marchment has to go backwards. And now the Stars will dump it in left to right. Near side Taves. Went over his blade, but it's going to hop to the neutral zone. Thrown back in offside Dallas, and the Avalanche, a very crucial kill up by 1 here in the third period in game 3.
0 shots given up. Perfect.
Makar with pressure coming from Steele. Stars forecheck is just relentless. Taves now for Marty Necas. McKinnon's going to get called for interference here. Blackwell went down in a breeze, and McKinnon's going to head to the penalty box.
You can't be taking penalties like this, especially after you just had a huge kill.
These are the plays that I always like to get a second look at, and we get one now with McKinnon.
I think it might be with the fans on this one. That's a little chintz. It looked like he heel picked.
Yeah, he did. McKinnon is just there, and Blackwell.
McKinnon didn't even move.
No, he didn't even move. Blackwell goes into McKinnon, goes head over tea kettle. And you can hear how the crowd feels about this. That's directed at referee John McIsaac. Face-off won by the Stars. Back for Harley. Walking the blue line, hands it off. Granlund lets it go. Bumped for Ben. Back for Harley. Doesn't take it. Now it's let go and they score. It's Ben who tips it in front. A power play that should have never been. And the Stars get a huge break. And they tie it at 1 with 10:42 to go in the third period.
You can't continue to give the Dallas Stars opportunities to make plays and get on that power play. And I mean, this is a heck of a play. At the end of the day, that's a great shot pass to Ben, who's uncovered.
Or not, but looks like that's going to be the call because it's coming all the way back. I don't like the way the Kings just set up in that neutral zone right there. A little bit passive again. They pulled back to a 1-2-2. I'd like to see that first guy put a little bit more pressure back inside the Oilers' blue line. Don't let them get to the neutral zone with speed.
Oilers win the draw and start out of their own zone. Down the middle, it's lifted in deep to the Kings' end by Vasily Podkolzin. Lefty forward, around the wall, overskated by Arvidsson. Kings pick it up through the neutral zone. Now Kusmenko left wing, steps in, looks for help, cuts to the middle, over to Kopitar, centering pass deflected away, and into the netting behind the goal with 18:46 to play in the frame.
I think when Kusmenko got that puck and he gave it to Kopitar, he was, I think, maybe thinking or hoping that Kopitar was going to open up and put himself in a position to be able to shoot that puck, but good exit from the zone there by the Kings. They came back, the forwards did. They got underneath the play, generated speed, back the Oilers off their line, allowing the Kings in on the entry with possession of the puck.
It's a right circle face-off in the O-zone for Quentin Byfield, flanked by Laferriere and Fiala. But now Byfield tossed out of the draw, so in steps Laferriere. He's taken some draws this season and wins this one here. Back to the blue line. Gavrikov shoots, stick save, Skinner. Rebound loose for Kulak, who fires it all the way down the ice. Back to Edmonton to the Kings zone. Spun back through the neutral zone, deflected in left wing by Byfield. And now back for Henrique in the Oilers zone. Up the wall for Frederick. Between the regular season and the postseason, only 3 games played for Trent Frederick as an Oiler, all 3 against the LA Kings. Kings in their own end. Edmonton banks it off the glass, out towards center. I think it hit Frederick and ends up glancing out of play with 18:15 remaining.
Yeah, off Frederick and then into the Kings bench. And Frederick's trying to say that the play should be, face-off should be all the way back down deep in the Kings zone, and the Oilers are complaining about that as well. But looks like the face-off's going to be just outside the Kings blue line, so a territorial advantage there for the Kings.
Tough player, Trent Frederick. Career high 40 points last year in 82 games played with the Bruins.
Now we see Zach Hyman getting double shifted now. He's back on the line with Nugent Hopkins and Evander Kane on the other side.
See who ends up getting kind of the short end of the stick there, too. It's Kane, or no, Kane's
Perry.
Perry's.
Yeah, Perry hasn't been on the ice yet.
Slid down a little bit. King sent it deep to the Oilers zone, and now Byfield collects. End of the blue line, one-timer, Gavrikov into Skinner's glove. 17:55 left.
It's not a bad thing to do. Gavrikov has both shots here in the period, and what that does is it forces the Oilers deep into their zone and creates offensive zone faceoffs as well, allowing the Kings to be able to get the personnel that they want on the ice and force the Oilers to have to go off of what the Kings are doing.
Oilers shuffling the lines quite a bit here, as they did entering tonight's game. Typically the lines shuffle when they put 29 and 97 together, but with them being together all game, it's kind of had a trickle-down effect the rest of the lineup whenever they've had to mix things up. Kempe out for the draw here, flanked by Kopitar and Kusmenko on the far circle. Kempe wins it to himself, back up top Doughty, over to the left point Anderson, shoots into Skinner's glove. That might have split between Kopitar's legs as he skated right to the top of the blue ice. And the goaltender saw it the whole way through traffic.
Yeah, just a good smart play there between the two defenders, Doughty and Mikey Anderson. Anderson just putting the puck in the net. Again, another offensive zone faceoff. An update from Colorado. Dallas has scored a power play goal. Jamie Benn, his first of the postseason. That game between the two teams, the Avalanche and the Stars, is tied at 1. Series also tied at 1.
Kings trying to take a 2-0 series lead here. They win a draw in the offensive zone. The puck behind the Oilers' net, sticked away by Darnell Nurse. And now the Oilers out to center ice. Hyman stripped of the puck by Kopitar, rolled it back for Anderson as he fell over, and now Doughty out to center. Stretch pass, finds Kusmenko. Left wing, steps in, trying to dance through the circle. Leaves it to Anderson. Up top, he'll slap it deep. Loose puck bounces off the back of the cage. In front, loose puck, swing and a miss from Kusmenko at the near post. Oh, another great A for number 96 in black and silver. Could have made it 4-1, but just couldn't end up with the puck on his tape.
Yeah, I don't think he expected it right there. Deneau made a heck of a play there, faking like he was going to shoot, and then he just slid it across, but it was out of the reach of Kusmenko.
Klingberg trying to weave his way in. He was offside. 17:02 left, and man, the Kings, that would have been a pretty goal if they had found Kusmenko at the near post. Kind of just swinging it around the offensive zone. Skinner wasn't expecting it either.
Yeah, just looking at Kusmenko now on the replay, it just handcuffed him. It was right between his legs, right off around by the heel of his stick. And again, maybe because the pass was so firm, had it been a little bit softer, he would have been able to adjust. But good play, just didn't finish the right way for the Kings. But they got to create the plays first, and that's the main thing.
From what we've seen from him so far, very rarely does the game move too fast for him.
Yeah.
Oilers take over and back to their own line. Klingberg feeds Draisaitl, steps in right wing, past Vogel, hits the brakes, checked into the glass near wall to hash marks. Kings take it away, and we'll start a 3-on-2 into the neutral zone. Deneau over the red line, stretch pass, left wing, and comes Vogel. He shoots, kick, save Skinner with a right pad. And now Klingberg behind the goal, rolls it up the wall. Here comes Perry. Big righty forward in the neutral zone, gave it to Draisaitl, who tried to get it back to Perry and turned it over. Now Moore through the neutral zone, loses it to Draisaitl, and now here come the Oilers again. Right wing, Connor McDavid hits the brakes, shuffles it to the blue line, long shot blocked. Here come the Kings again, but Byfield broke his stick, so he can't join the rush. Fiala in right wing, hands it to LaFerriere, he'll slap it around the net. Fiala and Kulak battle left wing. Fiala tried to slap it deep, cut off by the Oilers, and then Byfield knocked down, and the puck rolls into the neutral zone. Oilers change, and off the bench it's collected left wing. Podkolzin steps in, around Doughty, hits the brakes in the corner. Puck on his forehand, up top, one-timer, they score! Contact in front on Arvidsson as he fell over and redirected it in past Kempe. And with 15:55 left, it is 3-2 Kings here in the third.
Oh, very similar goal to the first one that the Oilers scored. Shot from up high at the point, and Victor Arvidsson with this one. He's always around the front of the net. He gets a great tip right there, 2 tip goals, and the Oilers are to within 1. It's 3-2 with 15:55 left here in the third.
I mean, he was right between 2 Kings players, one of them Quentin Byfield. As that shot came through, he was falling over, I think, and was able to get a stick on it. So a great play by Victor Arvidsson. He has his first goal of the playoffs, and the Oilers are 1 goal back now. It's 3-2.
And again, just prior to that, the Kings had a chance to get the puck in deep. They didn't do so. And that allowed the Oilers to come right back on the counterattack.
Maybe too early to feel shades from game 1, but the Oilers now down by just a goal here in the third period, and now back to their own end. Ty Emberson, 24-year-old right-handed defenseman, hands it off. Kulak bank pass up the wall, tipped in by the Oilers left wing, and now Henrique slaps it around the goal. Right wing Brown shrugs off Kopitar, back up the wall, he'll curl it through the trapezoid and over to the left corner. Adam Henrique to the blue line, shuffle over to Emberson right point, and he fires it back behind the net for Trent Frederick. Into the corner, to the middle, Henrique shoots, kick save by Kempe. Didn't have a ton on the shot, but forced Kempe to make a save anyway. Behind the goal, Emberson, wrap chance, stick save, Kempe. He will dive on top of the loose puck. Frederick came in and knocked a man over, and that draws the attention of the Kings players on the ice, but doesn't look like much will come from this scrum with 15:08 left in the period.
Yeah, that goal by Victor Arvidsson comes on the first shot on goal by the Oilers here in the third period. And again, the shift right after a goal is scored, whether you're scored upon or scored, is you can get some momentum built or taken away from you. And Oilers try to come right back in. They follow up with a couple of more shots on goal. Henrique with a partial block, kicked away by Kempe. And then we see Emberson, the defender, activating, getting down there below the goal line, try to swing it towards the net. So now the big guns back out for the Oilers. Then O's line out, Mikey Anderson and Doughty. So Oilers, again, feeling a little bit right now. They're trying to push the issue, and Kings would need to get a good shift here, get the puck into the offensive zone, and take this pressure off.
Draisaitl wins the draw left circle. A shot from Nurse in and out of Kemper's glove, and it jumped in front of him. He swatted it forward, and then Vogel sent it into the neutral zone. 5 minutes off the clock. The Oilers back in it. Arvidsson from Kulak and Podkolzin at 4:05 of the third period. Kings take it away. Far wing, and Vogel slowed down by Perry will just drop it out of the zone. Oilers step back in. Right wing, forced in deep. Doughty collects, fires it around the glass, hit the stanchion in the corner, and slow down a bit. Actually, I think they're going to say, did the puck come out of play?
Yeah, I think that's what they're saying, yeah. That's what looks like they're blowing down, and face-off again is going to come outside the Kings blue line, so both teams will make some personnel changes out there. Nugent-Hopkins, Hyman, Evander Kane for the Oilers, Byfield, Fiala, and LaFerriere up front for the Kings.
The Oilers have really started to win some face-offs here in the third period. Face-offs are now 28-25 in favor of the Kings. Kings started to really generate some good face-off wins in the second period. Shot blocked in front by the Kings, forced into the neutral zone. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Now Nugent-Hopkins gets back into 3-on-3. Right wing Fiala curls away from Nugent-Hopkins to the middle. LaFerriere's shot deflected over the goal. And the outstretched arm of the goaltender, Stuart Skinner. Oilers behind their own net. Stretch pass down the ice. Trying to hit Hyman in stride. It glanced off his stick. He's knocked down by Edmonton. Nice play by the Kings defenseman who loops it back into the neutral zone. Fiala drops it off. LaFerriere steps in, shoots, blocked, gets his own rebound, tucks it in front, saved by Skinner, then toward the middle. It streaks through everybody. Now right wing, Kusmenko in. Kusmenko tiptoes behind the goal, speeds around left corner. Kusmenko still with it. Skates up top, cross-ice saucer pass, through traffic finds Kempe, knocked over as he entered the zone, and now he got spun around. He just kind of lost his footing as he tried to scoop up the puck off the Kings bench. Oilers send it deep behind the net. Kemper immediately shoots it back around. Kusmenko in the neutral zone, shoved away from the puck by Emberson, and then hit by Podkolzin. Kings knocked it down with Kopitar, and then turned over by the Oilers. Kopitar for Kempe, right circle, scores! Another costly turnover from the Oilers, and Kempe again makes no mistake. A massive goal, and with 13-14 left to play, it's 4-2 LA.
Now the chemistry between those two guys, you cannot measure it. They just know exactly where they're going to be. Kopitar on the up ice pressure does a great job on Arvidsson. Little backhand pass. Kempe comes in. He's got his head up the entire time. He's got a little room stick side. He pulls the trigger. Kings back up by 2. It's 4-2. 13-14 left here in the third.
Adrian Kempe's second goal of the series, and an absolutely gargantuan goal for LA right after the Oilers had pulled it to within 1 on Arvidsson's goal. Just 2 minutes and 41 seconds later, it's Adrian Kempe scoring his second of the series. And the crowd is right back in it as the Kings lead it 4-2. Kings back into the Oilers zone, knocked free by Brown over to the far wall. Darryl, I'm certainly interested to hear what Chris Knobloch has to say, because regardless of tonight's outcome, the Oilers have almost handed the Kings scoring chances on multiple occasions throughout games 1 and 2 by just turning it over in their own end. They're in the offensive zone now. Kulak left point, shoots, it's off a Kings stick and over the net. Puck sent up the wall, LaFerriere takes it away. Out to center ice he comes, feeds Fiala left wing, he had it chopped away, nicely read by Emberson. Kempe's second of the postseason. Big check in the neutral zone. That draws a penalty. And the Kings are going to go to the power play. Kings power play is next. They lead it 4-2. 12:27 left in the third period here in Los Angeles. You're listening to the Stanley Cup playoffs on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Just as every point matters, every detail counts in our meticulously crafted vehicles. Experience luxury at the top of its game. Welcome to Cadillac of Beverly Hills, the #1 Cadillac dealer in the Western region for the 3rd year in a row. Come and check out the incredible selection of new and pre-owned vehicles today at our showroom. 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, and at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another three. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the six. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Cup. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club. Did he?
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports. We are your sports station, 710 ESPN.
Adam Henry called 2 minutes for roughing, and the Kings will go to the power play for the fourth time in this game, having scored twice on their first three chances already. 4-2 LA, 12:27 left in the third period. A massive moment in this game, Daryl.
Yeah, the Kings get a chance to build on the goal by Adrian Kempe just now by going on the man advantage. And, you look at where the penalty comes from by Henrique. It's in the neutral zone. One thing to be if you're denying a scoring chance, those are the ones deemed good penalties, but an unnecessary penalty by him. See if the Kings can take advantage of it.
We're getting a look at it. Oh, so when we first saw the replay, I thought that it wasn't much on Henrique on the hit, but it was afterwards. He grabbed Quentin Byfield and threw him to the ice. Oilers step in. Chance in front, short-handed, stopped by Kemper, and now a stretch pass down the ice, out of the reach of Kusmenko, but no icing. That sends Skinner out to get it. Well, nearly a scary moment for the Kings, and way behind the play is Janmark. He was waiting for the clearance. Nearly ended up on his stick for a short-handed chance, but the Kings will take it away. And now Kempe.
Yeah, Kings have to get a real alert here. Again, the Oilers in a situation right now with the clock winding down under 12 minutes. They're down a man. They're a good skating team. They're going to take chances short-handed.
Yeah, I hate to use the word cheat because they're certainly not going to cheat, but they're going to try to take some risks to get those opportunities. Left circle, Fiala shoots. Bucker saved by the goaltender. Rebound in the corner. Fiala's got it. Up the wall. Kempe holds it and swings it to the right. It glanced off Kopitar's stick. He was on his off wing, and he just couldn't hold it in. Now the Kings back over the red line again. Kopitar down the middle. Feeds it right wing. In comes Brant Clark. He's got the first power play goal in this game for LA. Smack behind the net. The Oilers are hollering for a penalty from the bench. Back up the wall. Kempe left point, shoots it in deep. Fiala behind the goal. Feeds right circle. Couldn't connect with his man there. That was Clark. Up top, Kusmenko holds it in. Clark's in the middle, the defenseman between the circles. Bank pass behind the net. Kopitar up top. Kempe over the right circle. Fiala couldn't shoot the one-timer, then cross-ice pass. Kopitar! He scores! 3 power play goals! And with 10:53 to play in the third, it's 5-2 LA.
Well, that's skill at its finest right there. You look at the passing play to finish it off. Kevin Fiala, they got him set up for the one-timer. He gets the puck from Kempe. Looks like he's going to hammer it. Pulls back a little bit. Kopitar finds the seam, and he puts it past the goaltender. Great execution. Kings connect again on the power play, and they lead it by a score of 5-2.
Oh, it was a beautiful setup by the Kings. If you had told the average hockey fan who follows at least the LA Kings and what they had done in the regular season on the power play, and you told them they'd be doing this in the first round, they wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't have believed you.
I would have responded there too. No, you know what? And it all goes back to the different complexion the power play has with Kusmenko out there. He's made the Kings power play that much better for a number of reasons. The right-handed shot, the bumper position, his skill, his ability, his vision out there. So he's done just an unbelievable job. And having Drew Doughty back, I know he's not on that top unit, but he calms things down, helps out the second unit. That allows the Kings to load up on that first unit.
Kopitar's first goal of the playoffs. This one on the power play from Fiala and Kempe to make it 5-2 Kings. They are 3 for 4 on the power play tonight, and they're 5 for 9 on the advantage in the series after going 0 for last year in the first round through 5 games against the Oilers.
Definitely a whole different look in that regard, and a lot of talking going on down at the ice right now. Henrique making his way back out for the faceoff. Kings have to make sure they manage their own game right now. You just look at the Oilers. There's not a lot of structure to their game right now. They're pulling guys out of the zone. They're looking for that Hail Mary type of pass. So the Kings are going to have to layer themselves defensively. They can't get caught standing still. They got to keep their legs moving and keep the puck ahead.
Kings win an ozone faceoff here and loop it up in the air into Skinner's glove. He gloves it. Skinner, after gloving that little fluttering puck, he waited a second and then threw his left arm out in a circular motion like he just made an incredible save. And you got to love a goaltender who's going to give it back to the fans a little bit, who've been serenading him for now almost 6 periods of hockey, and he gave him something to cheer about there. Stuart Skinner, Edmonton native, playing for his hometown club, and helped lead them to the Stanley Cup Finals last year. Kings lead 5-2. Oilers in the offensive zone here. Left wing thrown toward the goal. Tipped in front. It rolls to the near circle. Scooped up by Moore. He'll bank it out into the neutral zone. Knocked down by Bouchard. And now toward the red line, Zach Hyman will leave it back to Bouchard.
Yeah, that line is going to go off the ice. McDavid and them are out there. They're going out there now without having Deneau's line out, so we'll see how it plays out. It's Byfield's line out against the McDavid line.
Oilers left wing. Band on a dump in there, and LaFerriere after it tries to send it up the wall past Arvidsson and well. Kings 2-on-2 out to center. Now 2-on-3 as a player jumps off the Oilers bench. Left wing Byfield shot blocked. Back for Fiala left wing. Strokes through a stick check. Shoots. It's deflected way up in the air and out of play. 9:30 left in period 3. Kings lead the Oilers 5-2. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is California's #1 entertainment destination. See world-class performances at Yamava Theater all year long, like legendary singer-songwriter James Taylor. On May 8th, see smash hitmakers Foreigner take the stage on June 11th. And don't miss a chance to see the iconic pop music star Halsey on July 6th. Buy your tickets today at YamavaTheater.com or the casino box office. Must be 21 to enter. Please gamble responsibly.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, groundbreaking research meets unparalleled expertise. It's where care is 100% tailored to kids. Every specialist, every room, every innovation revolves around one thing: your child's unique needs. CHLA's world-class experts pioneer groundbreaking cures that set the standard nationwide and have been providing the best care for kids in California for more than 124 years. Whether it's for routine care or a life-saving need, families turn to CHLA when the outcomes matter. Find a doctor at chla.org.
The NHL playoffs are here, and LA Kings fans can catch every moment on FanDuel Sports Network. Have cable or satellite? You're all set. Just check your channel lineup. Streaming? Log in with your TV provider on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe in the app with single game, monthly, seasonal, or annual plans. You can also stream on Prime Video with an add-on subscription. Don't miss a second of Kings playoff hockey. Visit GetMyHomeTeams.com to see if we're in your area.
710 ESPN.
Registration for the Darrell Evans Learn to Play program is officially underway. This 4-week practice session includes a jersey and 1 voucher to a 2025-26 LA Kings game. All skill levels are welcome. Sign up today at the greatest URL that has ever existed, lakings.com/Darryl. That is lakings.com/DARYL. Darryl, I know you're looking forward to it.
I always look forward to it. You know, we've been doing it since '99, consistently year in and year out, and we've had a lot of repeat players that come out and just watching their game improve and the fun that they have. They join the leagues, but they built some great camaraderie amongst each other out there, playing with each other, playing against each other in the scrimmage, just watching their game evolve. And it makes them better fans of the game as well, because they get a better understanding how difficult what these players are doing on the ice, and we're only doing it at a real elementary level there. So when they see things happen on the ice, they go like, wow. So, yeah, I look forward to it every year, and just interacting and engaging with the people. We have Q&As. We've had a barbecues with them and all things like that. So it's just another extension of the hockey family, and looking forward to it. So if you got some time, you want to pick up your skills a little bit, come join us.
All skill levels are welcome. All ages welcome as well.
These ones are adult. This one's an adult one.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll do have some youth clinics that we'll start talking about later on in the broadcast.
Well, we've got a goaltending change here for the Oilers. Stuart Skinner has been pulled from the game and replaced by Calvin Pickard for the final 9:23 of this one. Oilers come in, shot deflected, and a rising save by Kempe.
Yeah, that one right off his coconut.
Yeah, it sure did. Kind of a weird redirect. Now the Kings 3-on-2. Kempe with Kopitar. Gives it to Kopitar. Back to Kempe. Centering pass. Tipped away. Back post by Wallman before it could get to Andre Kusmenko. Great read there by Wallman, who saw that pass the whole way. Oilers step in, tucked toward the front and wide. The defenseman, Klingberg, after it had it knocked away. Kings in the neutral zone. They've got a 3-on-1. Kempe, left wing with Kusmenko. Kempe shoots and scores! Off the back post and out. Adrian Kempe with his second of the game, and with 8:51 left, it's 6-2 LA.
Now that's a goal scorer's goal right there, and I'm sure Adrian Kempe probably sensing as well. They just made a goaltending change, attacked this guy, but with numbers, Kempe held on to the puck, saw a little room over the right shoulder of the goaltender, and he threads the needle off the short side post and up. That's where the peanut butter goes up there, top shelf. Kings up 6-2.
Now, Daryl, I have a question. Is this now? Do these two plays develop? Evander Kane tries to throw a check on Kempe. He rolls it through Kane's legs and then dodges the check, gets it back himself. Are these two rushes that are perfectly developed by the Kings, or is it because late in the game the Oilers are pushing a little bit more that's allowing the Kings to get these rushes?
Well, again, the Kings in the past have not been a transition team, a counter-attack type of team. They weren't as a passive. They're a lot more aggressive this year than they've ever been in the last number of years against the Oilers. So the Oilers are having a little bit of difficulty adjusting to the way the Kings have the ability to go back at them.
Adrian Kempe's third of the playoffs and second of the game. He followed up a 3-point performance in Game 1 with a 4-point performance in Game 2. 7 points in the first 2 games of this series against the Oilers. And the Kings lead Game 2 by a score of 6-2. Kopitar and Kusmenko get the assists on that goal. That trio connects again as the Oilers step in. Had it poked away. McDavid at the right circle, rolls it around, and now Kane. He's out with the big 2, and Draisaitl and McDavid here. These three were pretty lethal whenever they were together last year in the playoffs. And Kane has it knocked away by Fogle. Pulls it to himself, but a little too far toward the blue line. It's scooped up by Leon Draisaitl.
Now, you look at Kempe. I mean, the numbers he's put up against the Oilers in the playoffs. 14 goals in the playoffs in 20 playoff games.
Right circle, Draisaitl in front for Kane. He shoots, stick save by Kempe. Who's behind the net? Wow, Kane just found some space, skated right in.
Now, we see another line combination here by the Oilers. This time, Evander Kane joining Draisaitl and McDavid on the top line.
Kings roll it down the ice. Nurse after it. Kings will change all 5. 8 minutes to play in the game. Kings lead 6-2, leading the series 1-0. Fired in. Took a weird bounce off a stanchion in the far corner. Deflected to the front off the side of the net. Now the Kings 2-on-2 through the neutral zone. Byfield gives it to LaFerriere left wing. Waits. Stops. Will roll it in deep while taking a check left wing. Turned over in the Oilers left to right out of their own end. But Nugent Hopkins lost it in the neutral zone. Now threaded through traffic left wing. Fiala tried to step in. Had it swatted away by Emberson, who's knocked down by Fiala. And the Kings forward collects right wing. Behind the net, Byfield. Checked by Emberson and lost the puck. And the righty defenseman swings it forward. Then the Kings take it away. LaFerriere steps in front for Fiala, had it tipped away. Kings get it back to the middle. LaFerriere turns and shoots, tipped wide. Loose puck to the right post. And Pickard did just enough to throw his skate back to the far post to keep it out.
And a big swing of the stick there by Nugent Hopkins. Well, now Byfield just gets tripped up, so another penalty coming to the Oilers. They are unraveling.
Yeah. Just falling apart.
Yeah, Janmark,
Edmonton, a minor slash.
He's going to the penalty box. He's going to get a slash. Could have been called a trip.
Yep.
And Kings will go back on the power play. Corey Perry out between the benches, standing at the center ice red line. He's chirping right now, and I know exactly what he's saying. He's trying to get underneath the Kings' skin, antagonizing a couple of guys. He's involved in a conversation with Sammy Hellenius. Hellenius standing up on the Kings' bench, chirping with Corey Perry. So we'll see if anything evolves from that. I don't expect to see the two of them on the ice here in the remaining part of this game.
Two players at two very different points of their careers. Corey Perry, the 39-year-old for the Oilers, turns 40 next month and is Stanley Cup champion against Samuel Hellenius, a rookie who made his Stanley Cup playoffs debut on Monday. And as we get another look at that penalty, Matthias Janmark jumped off the Oilers bench and immediately hacked Byfield down to the ice. And to the credit of Vasily Podkolzin, it looked like he went right to Byfield to make sure he was okay. Oilers win the draw, send it to the blue line. Kicked in by Fiala, right point. Kings step in, pass to the left wing, kind of glanced off of Fiala's stick, but Kopitar holds it in and rims it around the wall. Right circle, Kusmenko couldn't handle it, but didn't feed Fiala. Kempe turned it over, and now the Oilers out of the zone. Cutting between the circles, Nugent Hopkins had it roll off his stick, and now Kopitar picks it up. The Kings power play relentless. They are 3 for 4 in this game and 5 for 9 in the series through 2 games. Fiala left wing, checked by Henrique and knocked over. Kings hold it in. Right circle. Kopitar backpedals, sends it to the blue line. Kempe over to Kopitar, right corner. Back for Kempe, right point. The lefty forward to the middle. Over to Kusmenko, near corner. Kusmenko waits, scans, stick handles, up top. Kempe steps in over to the right circle. Fiala can't shoot. Then back to the blue line. Kopitar, Fiala, right circle, and deep Byfield. Saucer pass up top. It just chunked over Kempe, sticking down the ice.
Yeah, good setup. Kempe was wide open in that high slot area, but good puck movement by the Kings. Maybe not quite as aggressive here as we've seen in the previous power plays.
And I think are they calling another penalty here? They are. I think they're right. Somebody was going back to the Kings bench and got slashed. I think
Podkolzin, I think, is going by, or Podkolzin's being separated. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, he's getting thrown out of the game.
He's getting tossed.
Yep.
Well, from checking to make sure Byfield's okay to then getting ejected from the game.
Yep, he's not going to pass go, collect $200. He's going straight to jail. He's out.
Yep. This game has just completely unraveled for the Edmonton Oilers.
Yep.
Spent a lot of time for the Kings talking about playing between the whistles, and they have done that in this series so far. The Oilers just frankly have not.
It's going to be a 10-minute misconduct. It's not going to be a minor penalty. It's going to be a 10-minute misconduct against Podkolzin.
So he's done for the game. Kings power play continues for another 40 seconds. Second unit out, left wing. Deneau drops it to the blue line. Doughty collects, steps to the middle, shoots Fand on it, gets it back, great fake, right circle, a shot from Clark, knocked away by Pickard, and up in the air in the neutral zone. I don't think Doughty meant it, but it nearly worked. Arvidsson comes in, battling with his former line mate Deneau, got bumped by another former line mate in Trevor Moore, and steps behind the net. Arvidsson, the far wing, evades Fogle and Doughty up the wall. Arvidsson somehow still with the puck until he finally loses it. Oh man, that was nearly a terrific shift from Arvidsson, and it still was. I mean, he killed 20 seconds off the clock. Kings power play will come to an end. Alvin Pickard got his first look at the LA lethal power play in this game, and he ends up helping the Oilers kill it off. 6-2 LA, Oilers to full strength. They step in and a shot blocked behind the goal. Jeff Malott in his second Stanley Cup playoff game. Kings in the neutral zone. Byfield down the middle, shoots, blocked. Loose puck at the inside of the near circle, picked up by the Oilers. And with 4.5 left, they will skate back through the neutral zone. Right wing Kulak shoots it around the wall. Frederick after it, beaten to the puck there by the Kings, and now they start back into the neutral zone. Right wing Byfield, he will loop it deep, and the Kings will change. And Byfield will turn back to the bench as well.
Smart hockey there by the Kings. Just get the puck in deep, keep it ahead of you. And you can tell right now already the Oilers, they're deflated right now. There's not a lot of jump in their stride.
Here comes Kempe down the middle. Tried to cut to the left wing, lost it off his stick. He'll take it back in the neutral zone. So Podkolzin's penalty being announced now. A 10-minute misconduct at 14:24 of the period. Kings lead it 6-2. That last Kempe goal was his third of the playoffs and second of the game, assisted by Kusmenko and Kopitar at 11:09 of period 3 to make it 6-2. And down to the final 3:35 of regulation. Oilers step in. Henrique had it poked away, and now the Kings play it up the near wall. Anderson dropped all the way across for Drew Doughty. And back into the neutral zone, left wing Danault. The hero from Game 1 shoots it deep. Couldn't find Fogle in the corner, and the Oilers have it back up the near wall. Henrique slashed it away from Danault and back to the LA zone, no icing.
And I don't think we're going to see the likes of Draisaitl and McDavid again here in this period.
Kings back in the neutral zone. Danault collects at the red line and lifts it deep to the Oilers zone. That line will go off for a change with 3 minutes remaining in regulation.
Yeah, we see Malott getting back out there. He's getting a regular shift here for the last few minutes. Goes back out in rotation with Laferriere and Byfield this time.
Emerson fires it deep. Edmonton will find it in the corner. In the neutral zone, Byfield trying to thread it right wing for Laferriere, knocked away, and here's Malott. Weaves in right wing. Checked as he entered the zone by Kulak and lost the puck. Oilers out to center over the red line. Down the middle over the Kings line. They're in offside. Brown had just strayed over the blue line. And Janmark over offside. He has some words with Byfield in the corner. We will take our final break. Kings with a commanding 6-2 lead over the Oilers. 2:36 left in the third period of Game 2. This is the Stanley Cup playoffs on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Did you know that Crypto.com is the official crypto platform of the LA Kings? That's right. But did you also know that Crypto.com is the world's fastest growing crypto app with over 100 million users worldwide? You heard that right. Over 100 million users worldwide. Now with the Crypto.com app, you can easily buy and sell more than 350 cryptocurrencies only with the Crypto.com app. Download it now at the App Store or Google Play. That's the Crypto.com app, and remember, fortune favors the brave. Go Kings, go.
Starting a yard project soon? Before you dig, remember that utility lines might be just below the surface. The average shovel strike travels over 30 miles per hour with over 200 pounds of force, powerful enough to break underground utility lines, which homeowners could be responsible to pay for. Always call 811 before you dig to stay safe, avoid fines or outages. For more information, visit SoCalGas.com/811. SoCal Gas is responsible for marking natural gas pipelines up to the gas meter.
Hey, it's Mace. Want a new game to get excited about? Check out Chumba Casino, your favorite online social casino. It's free to play, no strings attached. Enjoy social casino games like bingo, slingo, and slots and more with new releases every week, whether you're at home or on the go. Play for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Get started today at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
We are your sports station. 710 ESPN.
Kings are 2 minutes and 36 seconds away from taking a 2-0 series lead to Edmonton, Alberta for Game 3 coming up this weekend. Kings lead the Oilers 6-2, and if you haven't gotten enough playoff hockey at Crypto.com Arena this week, you can come back tomorrow. Kings AHL affiliate, the Ontario Reign, will open the Calder Cup playoffs on this sheet of ice tomorrow against Pacific Division rival San Jose. You can listen to the game live right here on ESPN LA, the new ESPN LA app, or get tickets, which you absolutely should, on OntarioReign.com/tickets.
Well, Jacob Moberari on the ice. He has not been out there. He's been in the game as the Kings went with 7 defensemen tonight, so he's out there with his familiar partner in Jordan Spence.
Yeah, Jordan Spence and Jacob Moberari, both Ontario Reign American Hockey League graduates. And Moberari fires it deep. 2:10 left in regulation. Nurse checked behind the Oilers' net that now is occupied by Calvin Pickard after Skinner was pulled after allowing 5. Kings hold it in. Malott to the corner. Shot there from Laferriere is gloved by Pickard with 1:56 remaining.
And you see Malott out there. He's a little bit of a target right now for the Oilers. Evander Kane give him a little bit of a shot. But Malott just showing just great poise, just pulling himself back. Took a little cross check in the back. Darnell Nurse tried to get in his face. I'm sure he didn't say it, but all he's got to do is think it. Take a look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've talked about how the Kings have made such a point to stay out of the penalty box in this series and to play between the whistles, and they have done that and have just refused to get frustrated by this Oilers group. And in turn, the Oilers have been very frustrated as well. We're going to get a whistle here, and I think it's going to be whistled down for a hand pass with 1:48 left.
Yeah, it's just the poise, the composure. And, in this game, the Kings took 3 penalties early, and the penalty killers were able to get the job done. And It's been a huge difference in the hockey game, winning those special teams battle, especially an area there's been so much of an advantage for the Oilers over the previous 3 seasons, including last year where they were outscored the Kings on special teams by a margin of 9-0. They had 9 power play goals on 20 chances, and the Kings power play went 0 for 12. So big difference in that regard, and that has the Kings a minute 42 away from having a 2-0 lead in this series.
Home teams have struggled in this series a little bit these last couple of postseasons. Despite the Oilers winning 3 straight series, home teams just 8 for 10 entering this postseason series. Kings
totals and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Colorado. T&Cs apply.
Need a goal! All I want is one break!
It's time for overtime on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Start of overtime at Ball Arena in downtown Denver, Colorado. The Avalanche and Stars are tied at 1 after regulation. Colorado has 3 minutes and 21 seconds worth of power play time here to start overtime. Double minor on Mason Marchment towards the end of the 3rd period for a high stick. And so it's on power play unit 1 to start things off here and try and win it. 5-on-4. As in burgundy and blue will go left to right. The Stars, white, black, and green, the opposite direction. Whoever makes the score 2-1 will lead the series 2-1. Face-off is won by Nathan MacKinnon. Back for Cale Makar. He's looking for any sort of a gap. And space is key when you're playing Dallas. Drouin underneath for Cale Makar. Has it swatted aside.
I think he just got high stuck.
He did again. Boy. Tough. Dallas will clear it down ice. 3 minutes to go in the power play. 22 seconds. Gone in overtime number 1. MacKinnon. Darts around Rope Hintz. MacKinnon keeps it himself around Lindell. MacKinnon. Behind the net. Still with it. Up top. Telegraphed it to Cale Makar. Wyatt Johnston saw that coming a mile away.
He did such great work to evade a lot of Dallas Stars, but you just got to make sure of that pass.
Natchez underneath for MacKinnon, trying to work his way through a jam, and it's easily stolen, and Wyatt Johnston will steal it and clear the distance for Dallas with 2:24. They go in the Avalanche man advantage.
The Avs have got to find some urgency. Find some urgency in this power play.
Near side circle for Gabe Landeskog. Throws on the brakes. Wants to go underneath, slaps it deep, and it's intercepted by Harley. Deflection allows it to not go all the way down ice. Coyle leaves it for Devon Taves with 2 minutes to go in the power play. They still haven't got it set up. This is thrown wide of the net of Ottinger. Landeskog, like a bowling ball, comes crashing through and frees up the puck. Now it's stuck up against the boards. Harley is there, and then Schuschman tries to slap it back for Taves. Taves has it stolen by Granlund. Here come the Stars, shorthanded, wide open. Save made by Blackwood! And he saved the game on Colin Blackwell, who is that close to having back-to-back overtime winners for the Dallas Stars.
What a play, what a save. The Avs are just all out of sorts on their power play right now. Again, there's just not enough urgency, not enough determination to make the smart play, make the hard play, win a battle along the boards. The Dallas Stars are just willing themselves through this penalty kill.
1:40 left in it. We started with 3:40 left. Shot from distance. It hit Jonathan Drouin. Picked up by Marty Natchez. And he'll soar through center ice. Leaves it for Nathan MacKinnon on the slingshot. Across the red line, MacKinnon. Through the neutral zone. MacKinnon holding, shooting. Save made by Ottinger with the left pad. And nobody in burgundy and blue is there for the rebound. The lack of energy for Colorado is frankly perplexing. 1:13 to go in the power play. 17:48 to go in overtime. Drouin backwards now for MacKinnon. At the center circle, MacKinnon right at the middle of the ice. Hands it off for Cale Makar. He stumbled for a moment, gave it away. Boy, that's happened to Cale 5 or 6 times tonight. This hit the linesman. Natchez can't track it down. It's slapped deep by Dallas. 53 seconds remain in the double minor. Lehkonen backwards for McCarr. Now into the path of Natchez as he soars through center ice across the blue line. Natchez keeps it himself. Down to the corner, trying to spin free. Back up top for Taves. Returns it to Natchez in his skates. Natchez holds. Up top, McKinnon. Wants a shot. Natchez out in front! And Drouin misses high over the top. Drouin back for Taves. You're right. What a look for Drouin. McKinnon down low. This is as good as the power play has looked all night. Natchez holds. Taves. Back for Natchez. One-timer broke his stick. Off the back of the net. McKinnon has it back. Natchez lines it for Taves. Natchez doesn't take the shot. Back for Taves. 9 seconds left in the power play. Drouin. Now down low for Arturi Lehkonen. Wide open. Natchez at the slot. McKinnon. No angle shot. Lehkonen. Oh, it hit a body and goes wide. Better to be lucky than good if you're the Dallas Stars. Natchez behind the net. Now for Nathan McKinnon trying to power towards the cage. Run over by Marchment. I don't believe that the Dallas Stars, killed off a double minor and survived in the opening 3.5 minutes of overtime.
Oh, Lehkonen had such a glorious opportunity. Duran had a great look and just sailed it over the net. But Lecky right here.
Oh, he misses. He didn't even hit Lindell. He just missed the net.
Was the puck on edge on his blade? Yep. Oh, no.
Oh, it did hit Lindell. You're absolutely
Lindell
right.
played goalie, and it nicked his glove.
16:20 to go in overtime. First time that the Avalanche have played back-to-back overtime games in the playoffs since the 2010 series versus the San Jose Sharks. Nelson picks it out of a pile. Puck didn't go with him, and Dallas will clear it back to the neutral zone. Manson powers ahead. He has a playoff overtime winner in his career, looking for 2, and he stick-handled right into Ottinger. His last one came in the 2022 Stanley Cup final versus the Tampa Bay Lightning.
He had a good skate there. That was a good look. Power move to the middle. Just mishandled the puck for a brief second, but man, he was in there, Manson. I love that. There's some determination there with him. I'd love to see that from some of the other Avs players.
He'll stay out there. Coyle up against the boards. Landeskog at the slot. Sam Girard and Josh Manson on the back end. Face-off, though, is won by Johnston. Bischel with it off the boards. Ben will track it down. He's got a ton of room through center ice. Bounces it in wide of Blackwood. Sam Girard recollects. Off the wall. Nelson down the boards. Working with Coyle. Landeskog kicks it ahead. Now it's knocked away by Johnston. Bischel the other way. Redirects in on Blackwood. He's got to cover it up with Ben lurking. So the faceoff will be in the Avalanche zone with 15:43 to go in overtime. Just 1-1 through regulation. By the way, you know who led all players with hits through 3 periods of hockey tonight?
I mean, I'd love to say Kiwi Ronta, but probably not, by the way.
His line mate, Gabe Landeskog, was 6.
That makes sense. Well, I think Gabe is going to get the benefit of the doubt with just about any bump tonight. He's got to make up for lost time.
That's right. Face-off won by the Stars, kept in by Bischel. He's got room to shoot. Lets it go, blocked. Logan O'Connor got in the way. Sacrificing, speaking of Gabe Landeskog, he knocks that aside. O'Connor works it down the boards. Will this be icing? No, it's waved off. Hit a piece of snow at the last second. Maybe the referee, Bischel, bumped. This squeezes through Malinsky. Mikko Rantanen. He's hit by Ryan Lindgren. Jack Drury up the boards. Pinching his Harley. Sends it back down deep. Rantanen in the trapezoid. He escapes. Backdoor feed is intercepted by Logan O'Connor. Plays it off the wall. And here comes Parker Kelly 2-on-2. Parker Kelly throws on the brakes. Now leaves in the corner for Jack Drury. Centers it for Logan O'Connor. He let it go. Mikko Rantanen blocked it with his knee. Cale Makar taps it for O'Connor. All the way over for Nathan McKinnon just off the bench. McKinnon down the boards. He escapes. McKinnon holds. Puck didn't go with him again. O'Connor wanted to get off the ice. Now he'll sling it for Taves. Taves will wind it all the way around for Nathan McKinnon. Again, long change here in the overtime. McKinnon for Jonathan Drouin. And he's outworked by Mikko Rantanen. Marchment picks it up. Tries to go in on Taves. Throws it aside. Marchment out in front. And they score. Tyler Seguin wins it in overtime, and the Stars take a 2-1 series lead. The night that should have been for Gabe Landeskog is ruined. What could have been a fairy tale ending will have to wait. Tyler Seguin has scored in back-to-back games, and the Stars have won back-to-back games.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's a battle lost at the blue line. And Taves, he does a pretty good job defending on Marchment, but you know, there's some miscommunication. Duran, he kind of fades back to the front of the net, which isn't a bad play, but I think he's got to flex out on somebody. And then it's a skate to stick by Seguin, and he scored a lot of big goals in his career, and he was able to just skate to stick, short side. It wasn't even a hard shot, Connor. It was just a little chip over the shoulder. And this is a game where the Avs, they're going to have to find a way to learn from this game. And they're going to have to go back to the drawing board a little bit, obviously on their power play, and figure some things out, and maybe switch up a little bit of personnel. But this is a game that unfortunately kind of slipped through the fingers of the Colorado Avalanche.
Let's be honest, they didn't deserve to win tonight.
They really didn't. You know, the first period they didn't. The second period was kind of even, but it was sluggish by both teams. I would say the third period picked up its pace, and both teams played again fairly equal. But Dallas was able to get that equalizing goal on, you know, again, the Avs killed a penalty and then proceeded to take a penalty 25 seconds after that kill. And those always come back to bite you in the butt when those penalties happen back to back like that. And at the end of the day, you have a 4-minute power play, and when you can't win those specialty teams battles, it hurts. And that is the difference right there in the game, is that the Dallas Stars were able to score on the power play, and the Colorado Avalanche just were not able to.
Avalanche went 0 for 6 on the power play tonight, and no changes were made during the game to try and remedy that. When you knew that there was some struggling going on, is it as easy as that, or is it not as easy as that?
Yeah, that's a tough decision to make. You know, maybe in the regular season it's easier to make those adjustments, and then in a playoff game it feels a little different, like you want to stick with what you have and what you believe is going to work. And those are the decisions that you have to make as a coaching staff. I don't want to say it's just Bedsy there, because Ray Bennett, he does a lot for the power play and runs it. So I feel like Bedsy relies a lot on him and his insight and what he has to say about his personnel. And maybe Bennett just felt like, it was eventually going to click, or something was going to happen, and inevitably it didn't, and it cost the Avs a hockey game.
0 for 6, 7 shots on the power play. Seguin gets the overtime winner, and the Stars win the game 2-1. They take a 2-1 series lead. When we come back, Mark Bertinoli will take over at number 38 in Rhino for the Ball Corporation postgame show. KJ Granderson producing back in our NHL Tonight studios. Our next broadcast will be Game 4 here in the Mile High City as the Stars.
Here I stand by myself.